or 17:30. And welcome to the Redeye stream. It is 7:23 on the West Coast, broadcasting live from the beautiful Cascade Mountains. I'm joined tonight by my co-host Doku. We got Jesse Miller up in here, and my future vice president, Brian the Observer. How are you guys doing?
I'm fan-fucking-tastic.
All I know is my bedroom's got a drain.
I fucking knew you were gonna do that.
I had to.
And I quit my job.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because you got another one first.
Shush, hush.
Details.
That was like the first thing that popped in my head when you said that too. It's like, yeah, where's the new place? Because I know you're responsible.
Whatever. He quit his job to run off and join Antifa. That's kind of the new.
Yeah, that's a good way to get a bunch of them stabbed.
No, no, you can't bring a knife to a gunfight, as we so plainly saw.
Or a skateboard. Wait, too soon?
It's never too soon.
You know that pedophile died what he loved doing, trying to touch a child.
Oh
no, he couldn't touch him yet. He had to chase him down first. Just didn't quite get there. Close, but not quite.
It's the pursuit. I think people want the pursuit. You know,
it's all about the chase. What's that quote? What's that quote from Joker? I'm like a dog chasing a car. If I caught it, I wouldn't know what to do.
No, and I'm wondering, is that guy now calling it a bicep?
Oh, there's so many like Flintstone jokes. God. There's a lot of good tattoos he could do with that bicep, you know.
Yeah, a bullet hole.
I don't know if that qualifies, but sure, why not?
His palm is sweaty, his 9 is ready, but now his arm's spaghetti.
You know what? Oh, who was I watching? Oh my God, brain fart. I was watching somebody, but they were saying that the guy shot 3 people and he managed to hit. Oh, it was something that Cool Skull sent me from like Twitter or something. But it was some chick sitting in her car, you know, some rando. And she was like, so this guy shoots 3 people in a crowd of protesters that are attacking him. And he manages to hit 2 rapists and a pedophile.
Oh, I saw it.
So is that all they have?
Well, no, I saw a thing on Facebook. I don't have it up, so I can't quote it exactly, but it's like, this was a sign from God. You know, he showed up there to help people, got assaulted. He killed a spousal abuser, a pedophile, and another felon. The city itself is named after a city in Israel, and all this other shit. Like, they brought up his name is a Catholic saint and shit like that. I was like, holy fuck. Whoever made this meme really put some thought into it.
I think that was from 4chan, because I know the thing you're talking about.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have it in front of me, and it was like a paragraph. You know what I mean? They really broke it down. I'm not going to remember all that, guys. It was some fucking Facebook post.
Oh, yeah, that thing, it's not even a paragraph, dude. It's like 2 or 3.
But tonight's agenda, we're going to be told the 12 things we could do today to help ease racial tensions in America. And we're also going to break down this song, and we'll go into some other topics as we progress, as always. But with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and start. We'll be pausing periodically, obviously, to break it down. And let's go.
I'm not blaming the white man. I'm not blaming the white man. No.
You hate white people, but you work for a white man. Get yourself a check, go spend it on white brands. The truth already been. We bent it in ourselves. White people held us back. Now we hindering ourselves.
Okay, the guy in the beginning, he needs to lay off that fucking soy. Looks like he's been fucking flax seeds.
I wanted to bring that up. I hate the hook on this song, but the rap.
We're talking about words here. That's the rules.
Yeah, and we say we hate the white man, but we
the way he sounds. I'm sorry, the way he sounds like he's got a speech impediment while he's constipated. Hey, white man.
Yeah, it's really amateur. It's really amateur. Absolutely.
I mean, Shaka Run sounds more pro than that. I'm sorry.
But when it comes to what he's saying, we say we hate the white man, but we spend our money on white brands. I mean,
I love Hugo Boss and how everybody loves Hugo Boss, but he's the one who designed the SS uniforms.
Yeah, I mean, and what he's kind of talking about is take responsibility for your own actions, right? And he goes more into that as the song progresses. But what was the last point here? Because I want to touch on that. Let's see.
It's the truth already been. We bent it in ourselves. White people held us back. Now we hindering ourselves.
There we go. Yeah, now we're hindering ourselves. Do you think the black community itself is hindering itself, or do you think it's just the fringe elements of it? Because I mean, you could argue.
I think it's popular culture and rap music.
Yeah. I mean, it's monkey see monkey. Oh, I didn't mean to. I was crap.
I want to bring something up because I just watched it last night. But I had bought the box set of Quantum Leap. And now I just looked up on IMDb, but this episode in particular was from May 3rd, 1989. It's called The Color of Truth. The episode takes place on August 8th, 1955. But Sam leaps into the body of an older black man who is the chauffeur / houseboy of this rich white lady who used to be the governor's wife, but now she's his widow. And it was very well done. But I was surprised at how they didn't shy away from the language. And there was a bunch of stuff in there that was just really well done. And to think that this was done, 1989, what is that? 31 years ago?
Yeah.
And how far we've come. But it was a really great episode.
Well, no, and that's something I kind of want to touch on a little bit later, but the idea that it seems like race relations in the 80s were pretty bad with the crack epidemic and all that. But as the early 90s faded into the late 90s and early 2000s, I thought we were on the right track. And
I thought so too.
And it's like we went backwards 50 years.
I thought from the late 80s on, we were actually doing pretty good. And I think the reason why we went backwards is, I think we were saying this in my stream earlier, is this sort of indoctrination. You have people that don't let things go. And
that's because it can be used as a power tool.
Yeah, and they want the revenge, but it's like, well, you know what? Like to say, like, you work for the white man and white brands. Like, yeah, what do you think you are, professor? You are working for the white man head of the university, and now you're creating a mob and indoctrinating people. Find me, like looking at the current BLM protest, quote unquote, riots, finding a black person in there is like playing Where's Waldo sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I mean, the state of Oregon is 85%. Well, no, I don't think it's 85% white because there's a large Hispanic population here, but it's over 50%, and that black population or African American, whatever, if you want to be politically correct, that's fine. But I believe that hovers around 10%, and most of it is in Portland. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing at facts here.
That's kind of in line with general population demographics. It's like, yeah, roughly anywhere you go, the black population is going to be between 10 to 15%, unless you're like going out in the middle like of nowhere.
Yeah, or Atlanta.
Or Atlanta.
But yeah, he gets a little bit deeper as we continue here, so I'll go ahead and start it back up.
Worry about who clothes better. We ignorant ourselves. Can't keep blaming white people. We do it to ourselves. Complain about our problems. We can fix that shit ourselves. 40 acres and a mule. We can get that shit ourselves. White people.
Yeah, well, basically he's just talking about accountability.
Exactly, and I get it. I'm pausing a lot, but I'm hoping to avoid the copyright thing. We'll see. But
well, you know, the guy's name is right on screen there. If anybody wants to go leave the guy a like, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And last night I even had Tom McDonald's video link down in the description. But I was over on Brian's show, and so I just, created my stream real quick. I didn't put any links really. But 40 acres and a mule, we can go get our shit. Go get that shit ourselves. The other day I had made a point. I'm like, okay, what population of people in the United States whose families owned property before or from 1865 or before? And how many of them still have that property in their family? And the number would be very, very low. So even if you got reparations at the time when it was promised to the people it was promised to, you wouldn't be seeing that today. You still have accountability for your own actions and your own financial independence, I guess.
Yeah, it goes on to like I said about education. Also, what I didn't touch on was they don't teach anybody about money. It's like, oh, you're down because of the white man. Oh, yeah, the white man put you there. It's like, well, you know what? If you are a United States citizen, doesn't matter what you have, you can start building your credit. And then if you build your credit, you can get a loan. You get a loan, you could leverage debt. And that's relatively easy to do. And more people would do it if they were taught this sooner than finding out in their mid to late 20s, like, hey, you can do this. Like, what? Well,
he kind of brings that up from the first part. You work for a white man, you get a paycheck, you spend your money, you're more concerned about who has the better clothes, but then you turn around wondering why, like, you don't have any money and you blame the white man or something. And then he brings this up: 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm a white man that has a good amount of money. You know where I shop? Walmart.
Well, and that's the thing. This guy, he says, 40 acres and a mule. Trust me, you're not going to be out farming the land wearing fucking Gucci. I can tell you that much. So he's saying, you can get it yourselves. You just got to have.
I worked with this kid, and he was like, "Do you know how much this T-shirt costs?" I'm like, "Doesn't matter." And he's like, "This T-shirt was very expensive." I was like, "So why are you wearing it to work?" He was like, "I was like, yeah, my T-shirt is worth probably about $20, and what's your point? It's insecurity. That's all that is."
No, yeah, but again, they make the point, like, you go out and blow your money on shit that probably isn't worth what you're spending on it, and for what? You're more concerned about who has the nicer clothes? Like, nah, dude, like, do what this guy says: 40 acres and a mule. Get out there, farm the land, build your shit, make it for yourself. Hey, you don't like working for a white man? You don't like the skin color of your boss? All right, that's fine. Go start your own business. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, especially now, man. Banks are willing to give money away. Like, if you want to start a business, now's the time.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's one thing that people, you're not going to hear it in the media, and that you see that has happened is a whole loan to start a business. Is ever since we elected Donald Trump, I think we've seen more small businesses pop up than ever before, more new businesses.
Well, yeah, but the pandemic and the riots that followed have stifled that growth.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah.
And if it's a bank right now in the current climate, I would be hesitant to give out loans to at least risky loans.
It's to me it's location as well. Like if I was a bank, and if it was like, say, oh yeah, I'm gonna start this new business in Portland, I need $50,000, $100,000. Like, where in Portland? Downtown? No way. Get lost.
Oh, if you're in downtown Portland, anywhere in New York City, Minneapolis, certain areas of Seattle, good luck getting a loan. Like shit. Even if you can get a loan.
Yeah,
hey,
even if your credit's good. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you can get a loan, good luck with the fucking insurance payments.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, trying to have a average or poor credit score and try and start something like even a small business at home, and if you need a small loan, you're probably going to be denied.
Oh, but you know what? Let's touch on the beauty of capitalism and American innovation and opportunity. Yeah, let's teach the commies a lesson. If I was a bank in Portland, there's one or two things I would give a loan to. If you're going to start a company that specializes in repairing flood and fire damage, or if you're in construction, especially when it comes to HVAC, if you can do all of those things and you want to start a business in downtown Portland, bro, be my guest. You'll make a killing.
What about security alarms?
Hey, security alarms, security cameras. Hey, shit, if you're the guy that fucking welds the fucking iron rebars on front of the liquor store, you're getting a loan. Go out there, make your money. That the anarchists are just creating more opportunity for you. They're never going to get their fucking communist utopia where all outcomes are equal. You go ahead and burn it down. Somebody's going to come in and build it back up. Broken window fallacy. Except I'm the one making profit. You guys are losing. Sorry.
Speaking of broken windows,
I think it's hilarious how they think that it's possible to have a communist utopia. I mean, what a bunch of fucking children.
Yeah, true. But I think one of my asshole neighbors threw a rock and hit my windshield and broke it. So I called up an auto glass place, and they're like, yeah, make sure you set an appointment at least a few days in advance. We're all booked up until after Labor Day. There seems to be a lot of broken windshields lately. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, hell, they're making money. They're making money. The more, it's not good for economic growth because, again, the broken window fallacy for anybody that doesn't know. Just because you had a window and then it got broken and you had to replace it doesn't mean you created economic growth. You're just replacing loss. You could have had two windows, but you're still stuck with one.
Mm-hmm. Very good point.
But it's good for all the people who make blow glass and make windows and shit. Like you're making money. It's just you're not contributing to GDP. So, like I said, if you're the guy that specializes in repairing fire damage and you can put in security alarms and do some HVAC work.
Actually, I think the employees would contribute to GDP if they're making all that overtime and extra money and whatever. Then that money's spent somewhere. I'm talking about in their paychecks. Then that does contribute, but you're right. That doesn't even compare to the loss of what happens.
Yeah, you're really kind of just evening out because it could have been two windows, but instead it's still one.
But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. We talked enough in between. Hopefully, it threw off the algorithm.
Fingers crossed.
People ain't the enemy, let's take accountability. Shot the same op 3 times, call it a trilogy. Niggas out here beefing with niggas they went to school with. How you exchange bullets with people you was cool with.
Play it one more time.
You want me to roll it back? All right, I'll roll that back.
Me, let's take accountability. Shot the same op 3 times, call it a trilogy. Niggas out here beefing with niggas they went to school with. How you exchange bullets with people you was cool with.
Personal accountability. He says it right there.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting with each other when you should be talking to each other?
Yeah. And
this morning I had a conversation after I had an argument with a guy that I like. And, it was because he was wearing a Muhammad Ali shirt. I was like, he's a racist, right? Or he was. And they started an argument. But then, we made up. But he was like, you know what? All that shit, that's old. It's for the old generation. We're the new generation. We're the ones who are supposed to leave all this shit behind and fix everything. I was like, yeah, you're fucking right.
Well, no, and I want to touch upon what he talks about right there, right before I paused it. How do you exchange bullets with people you went to school with?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, these people that are in the inner city gangs, they went to school with each other.
South Central LA has that problem. They go to school with each other, but because they live in different neighborhoods, by the time they're in middle school, they wind up shooting at each other.
It's called tribalism. It
is like tribalism. I mean, because like there's lines divided between Crips and Bloods there.
Well, that's the thing. They might go to school with these kids, but when it comes down to 10, 11, 12 at night, when someone's driving past the gas station, they see somebody wearing the wrong colors. They don't necessarily excuse me. They don't necessarily know who these people they're shooting at are. Yeah, I mean, you'll hear stories if you listen to like interviews with like gangbangers, like actual like fucking street level gangbangers, and at least one out of every three says like, yeah, I quit the life because I shot my best friend just because he's wearing the wrong colors. Like, they don't know who the fuck they're shooting at. It happens a lot.
Well, yeah.
Well, how are you gonna know? I mean, most crimes are committed after dark, right?
Yeah,
well, yeah, and
kind of hard to see.
Half the time they can't even aim. Like my cousin died in a drive-by. He wasn't gang affiliated. He was standing on the balcony smoking a cigarette. They were aiming at the gang members that lived on the ground floor. He was on the third floor. How do you have that bad of aim? I mean, seriously, learn how to shoot.
Bro, half the time these idiots end up shooting themselves. Like, I mean, I know we said it yesterday, but just look at the Not Fucking Around coalition and know before anybody jumps to this conclusion, and their lack of proficiency in firearms has nothing to do with the color of their skin. It just has to do with the fact that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, they don't train with weapons on a regular basis. And hell, I'd be very surprised to know if what percentage of people can actually break down a gun, clean it properly, and then put it back together and say, hell, I'll be generous, give them 30 minutes. I'm guessing none.
Well, I mean, when you're buying a illegal firearm, it's a throwaway gun anyway, kind of like a flip phone, right?
Well, and also, like, again, even if they're not gangbangers, but just talking about the Not Fucking Around coalition, I want to know how many of those people actually owned an AR-15 before the formation of their little ethno-state advocacy group. I would guess maybe half of them owned an AR, and of that 50%, maybe 20% of them actually went out and trained on a regular basis, cleaned it regularly, shot it to the point where they're actually proficient.
Well, and let me talk to the chat real quick. What's up, memes? Hey, Keen. And our favorite troll is in the chat, William. And no, it's not racist shit, man. Talking about, you want to know who the real racists in this situation are. It's BLM. They're the ones that are considering everything about race. They're the ones making us have to talk about it. All right, well, let's talk about it.
I mean, they can sit there and say Black Lives Matter, and it's like, okay, sure. But then the second you turn around and say White Lives Matter or White Lives Matter or Asian Lives Matter, then they get bent out of shape. Oh, you're taking away from the message. Oh, okay. What if we want to start our own separate movement? I want to get my message out there. White people get shot too. So do Asians. So do black. Like, everybody gets shot by the fucking cops. You can have your movement. I'll start my own. Why can I not?
No, you're full of it.
You know why I don't get shot by the cops? Because nobody calls the cops on me. You know why? Because I haven't committed a crime.
No.
When the cops show up when somebody calls the fucking cops. Stop doing dumb shit and they won't call the cops.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, give me a fucking break.
Sometimes you have spiteful motherfuckers that call the cops for no reason.
You do have Karens. Karens happen.
Yeah, I run into plenty of Karens. I still don't fucking run into the cops.
Dude, I had the cops called on me. They said my kids were playing in the highway. My kids were on my porch. I could see them. You know what I mean? And I had the sheriff show up and threaten my wife. All right. I did nothing. My neighbors just fucking hate me. I mean, shit, they already broke my windshield. I mean, any more proof? Wait till I get the security cameras up. But no, I figured Asians didn't die from gun crime. Wasn't that all ninja crime?
Oh God, get out of here.
I think they died from bad driving.
Oh yeah, and what is that thing? Big Boy and Little Boy.
Batman and Little Boy.
Oh shit! Yeah, talking about the atomic bombs. But
I hear radiation is I hear radiation's rather deadly to Asians.
I think it's deadly to everybody, you racist. William says, "You're racist. BLM is racist. People die. Suckers. Divide and conquer." Hey, you are
I'm a firm believer that no lives matter. If you don't believe me, take a trip to Juarez.
Well, no, and William might be a troll, but he has a point there. It is everybody in the country just pointing at each other at this point. But I mean, what else is there to do? Because if you don't have the conversation, they win.
Well, see, that's where it drives me crazy, because if it wasn't for people trying to use this for identity politics and a power struggle, normal people have no reason at all to talk about race. None whatsoever. Because I don't know about you, but I got shit to do. Okay? The last fucking thing on my mind is what color somebody's fucking skin is. I think that people are different. People should be different. Within the United States, we're a melting pot. You should recognize and respect your past, but you should all be Americans. That way, I could go down the street and I could get some motherfucking Mexican food, or I could get some fucking soul food, or I could get a fucking pizza, or I could get a cheeseburger. That's as much as I care about your fucking race. What kind of food do you make? But I'm a simple man with simple ideas.
I'm not going to refute that.
William, you are pawns for the New World Order. The New World Order. Sorry, WCW popped in my head. Couldn't help it.
I'm not a pawn. I am a king.
Hey, are you white and black, or are you with the wolf pack?
Oh shit, we're going to start saying pawns now. We're going to have to specify which color it is so we know what side of the board to start on.
Don't turn your back on the wolf pack.
Hey, as long as it's not Chinese.
I was with Sting through that situation. Just going to hit them all with a bat.
All right, let's go ahead and.
Shoot a black man, we run into his projects. Cops shoot a black man, all we do is protest. You be up in every club, spending money balling. I be on my couch, reading James Baldwin. Truth is, niggas too lazy to go and do shit. Landlord looking for money, not your excuses. Couple black people that I.
That's another good point. Oh, evictions are racist. Man, do you know how many times I've been evicted in my life? Like, they didn't evict me because I was white. They evicted my ass because, one, I was an asshole.
They evicted me because I didn't pay my rent.
No, I always paid my rent. But I threw a party. It's 3 a.m. and I'm in one of those indoor apartment complexes with the buzzer. And so, like, the landlord shows up, right? And there I am, fucking wasted with, like, 20 of my friends and a Confederate flag on the wall. And he's like, what the fuck is this, a Klan rally? I'm like, yeah, you're trespassing. He's like, will you guys be quiet? It's 3 a.m. I'm like, fuck you. I paid my rent. Get the fuck out of here. And then I got an eviction notice. You know, like, fair enough.
You gotta have that one coming.
Yeah, I was a dickhead. I deserved it. It's all right. But it wasn't because I was white. It's because I was a dick.
Well, I can tell you what the number one cause of eviction is. Not having enough money to pay your fucking rent. Kind of, you know how this guy says, you're gonna go out to the club and fucking blow all this money and try to act like a baller, but then you can't pay your fucking rent. Like, okay, you do you.
Yeah, you're doing
Right.
exactly.
It ain't racist. Sorry, that's a fucking excuse. That's a scapegoat. You're just an idiot with money.
Well, no, and since we're on, this topic, okay, I get it that some landlords can be slumlords, right? I do understand that. But then again, in the inner city of Chicago, when they have what they call slumlords.
Oh, wait. I gotta stop you. I'm a faggot? You're a faggot. Give this guy the link. Let's talk face to face.
Okay.
My dick is as big as your wrist. Don't make me fuck your wife.
I don't think William's ever been on this show. I don't think.
Not right.
On.
If you don't know who I am, I'll put you in your fucking place.
But when you're talking about like slumlords, right? Sometimes they're not really slumlords. Okay, Boston Legal, the TV show, did an episode of this where the landlord had shown up and did the repairs, and then they just keep fucking putting holes in the walls. Why? Because it's low income rentals. So
they get the money for the HUD.
Yeah, so the tenants don't give a shit. So the tenants are tearing shit apart and then calling the landlord a slumlord. I think that's fucked up, to be honest. I mean, yeah, okay, you have money. You bought an apartment complex. But you make it a low-income apartment complex because...
And you get money from the government. You get money from the government.
Rent.
Yeah.
Well, yes, there is the guaranteed money from the government.
Section 8.
That is part of it, but I would like to think anyway that another part of it would be the simple fact you want to help the low-income people out. You know what I mean? You want to provide better housing for them. But when they tear shit apart and sell drugs out their front door, what are you going to do? And this goes for any community. I'm not just talking about the African-American community or the Hispanic. I mean, there's fucking white drug dealers too.
Well, Dodge, think about it from this perspective. People can say everything they want, but actions speak louder than words, right? So why do you find a lot of low-income housing, especially Section 8, especially in inner cities? They don't have drywall, but they have cinder blocks. Well, two reasons. One, tenants keep putting holes through the walls because they get drunk or they're fucking high on meth or they get in fights and they fucking fall through the wall. It's expensive to replace that shit.
Or when they get evicted, they kick out every wall and put a bag of Quickcrete down the toilet on the third floor and destroy the entire building's plumbing.
That, and also if you have cinder blocks instead of fucking drywall like normal fucking people and like normal siding, it's a little bit better to defend against the stray bullet because fucking Tyrone down the street wants to hold his Uzi sideways.
And no, I don't collect action figures. I collect stock.
Well, no, I just figured it was because it reminded them of the pen. It was a joke, guys.
Okay, now that's bad. That was bad. But you might have a point. There's probably a psychological argument to be made there. Not one I'm going to have, but...
Hey, just a thought experiment. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, they do say that a lot of people who've been institutionalized, they'll go ahead and commit fucking crimes just because it's easier to be locked up. So maybe there is a psychological aspect to it. Who knows?
But that was just a joke. Calm down, people. So, Dade, at Mad Dodge, is it really all their fault? And what if the landlord doesn't want to work with them? No, you're absolutely correct. Okay, and I had stipulated at the very beginning that yes, there are some slumlords, just like there are abusive parents. You know, like bad people exist, but I do not believe it's a majority of them.
I don't think it's a majority of them. I'm sure the ones that we hear about are the assholes. But when's the last time that you really heard someone talk about like some nefarious slumlord or some person who is like, you know, leeching off of the fucking poor black community or poor Hispanic community. I mean, you don't hear about that shit that often.
Look, either give William a link or kick him the fuck out. Okay? Because if somebody's got the balls to say something to me, say it to my fucking face like a man. By the way, I live at 928 New Haven Road in Naugatuck, Connecticut. Come see me.
Hey, my uncle is over in New Haven.
New Haven's down the road.
There's a StreamYards link, but I don't. William's
Hop on in.
on the show, so I don't think
Let's
he's.
see what you look like, homeboy. Let's make this interesting.
But all right, let's go ahead.
We hate the government, but get government assistance. You ain't doing what you did in the past, then why tell us? And I ain't blaming no white man for my failures, and I don't blame the judge for the time I did. To be honest, I should have never did the crime I did. That's real.
It's gonna go back into that shitty hook. Just a warning. But yeah. At least he takes responsibility. I should have never did the crime that I did. A lot of people won't do that, and that has nothing to do with race. Just a lot of people won't cop to what they fucking did. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what the number one cause of deadly police shootings are? Fucking with the police. You don't want to get arrested. You don't want to get shot. Maybe it's a good idea to go ahead and not try to fucking resist or piss off the guy with the badge and the gun. Yeah, just starting there is probably a good spot.
But let's see if I can skip this hook. I'm really not a fan of the hook.
Yeah, the hook is fucking garbage.
Ain't stupid, he aware the scrutiny. Jews as minority. Knock ain't stupid, he aware the scrutiny. Jews as minorities too, but they got unity. I won't say the Holocaust equate to slavery. How they bounce back as a culture, that shit amazes me. Every other race, they look at us like we foolish. Black people are in debt, that we the biggest consumers. OJ said he ain't black, that shit was comical. Tell how the police treat us is diabolical. We still are underdogs, shit isn't fair. When something don't sit well with you, switch up the chair. I'm in love with every race, I'm just giving you factors. We hate when they call us niggas, but we calling them crackers.
All right, there's a little bit there. I let it run a little bit longer. That way we had more to talk about. I like that OJ thing because I think I remember as a kid. Didn't he say that in the 90s? That,
I like him using the Jewish people as an example because they've been shit on for 2,000 years and no bitching here. I'm a quarter Jew.
Yeah, and he's right. You know, the way the Jewish community bounced back after all they've been through is fucking astonishing.
Man, that's the point. Like, the thing is, like, yeah, it's very easy to turn around and blame hardships on whatever's happened in the past, especially if you weren't actually alive to see it. Like, okay, anybody can fucking do that. That's a fucking cop-out. That's a scapegoat. Like, what he's saying is, like, yeah, it's not exclusive to you. I don't equate the Holocaust to slavery. It's not the same shit. Hey, you've both been through crappy things. They're not the same, but you know what? Go ahead and fucking move on. Yeah, what does he say? Yeah, change the cheer or some shit. Like, yeah, if you don't like the way things are going, well, do something about it. Don't just sit there and bitch and moan and complain. Like, you can actually, do something instead of pointing your finger and blaming people. Nothing.
Yeah, and I'm trying to give Data Wrench. I have to do it on my phone, but I'll go ahead and hit play here again. I thought there was something else I wanted to bring up that he said, but
well, he did say black people are in debt, but we're the biggest consumers. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Yeah, they care about like who has the nicest clothes and shit, but then you're bitching about getting evicted. Maybe you guys should learn how to fucking be smart with money. Hey, hate to break it to you guys, but the rims and the fucking grill and all that shit might look nice, having 24 chains fucking hanging from your neck, but that shit ain't gonna pay rent. It's all about image.
yeah, and here we go.
Got the heart of a black man, mind of an Asian. Take excuses from a person, they gon' rise to occasion. You ain't educated, keep your mouth closed, nigga. And don't blame the white man, blame your household, nigga. We still living in the projects and paying rent for apartments. Own nothing but a rollie, yet we feel accomplished. We get a couple dollars and we think that we did it. Our priorities compromised and we hate to admit it. Mentality of a slave, you right where we started. Can't even exercise, they'll kill you for jogging. They told me self-educate, what the fuck was I to do? Our parents ain't know no better, what the fuck is our excuse? Another man choose your fate, that's what you telling me now? I know it's hard, but you can get a job with felonies now. The world will never hold hands, it was meant to be evil. We yearn for equal rights, but it'll never be equal. Someone gotta pray for us, we getting shot like it's legal. The human race, the only race, let's do right by our people. Let's stop the complaining, it's really irking my nerves. If you keep applying pressure, you get what you deserve.
I just want to bring up something real quick. Go look it up. They changed the classifications as far as kingdoms and genus and subgenus and race. But it's no longer the human race because they were sick of people saying that we're all one race.
Yeah,
no one even complained about it at the time.
Yeah, it's funny how now we're in people are pushing for segregation, you know, which is the strangest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, you know, I like how this guy brings up that the world and humans are inherently evil, and so you want to be equal. Well, you know, that's not exactly. There's going to be problems because you're never going to be able to achieve that ever.
How do you? Because what I noticed, and I didn't think about this last time I listened to this song, because I listened to it a few times, but he kind of has a duality going on. They'll kill you for jogging, and then, you know, so he's still saying that the police are racist, but he's saying ignore it. I mean, I'm kind of confused with the dual, you know, the dual.
I think what he's getting at, I mean, it's just a stab here, is that they're perpetuating an image. Then that's what the police have to go on, or they feel like they have to go on because it seems like a no-brainer. So the more they more people act like that, and just get in the police's face and everything else like that, like the guy in Atlanta, the guy in Kenosha, you know, who had every opportunity to just comply with police. And they were met with consequences, and so because of things like that, and because of the music videos they put out often, you know, you saw the stuff in the 90s and even before, when we were able to watch music videos on television. You look at the shows completely dedicated to rap and whatever. It was all perpetuated. All the music, all the videos.
Yeah, it's glamorization.
Yeah. It's programming.
Samuel L. Jackson.
What's that?
You ever see the movie 187 with Samuel L. Jackson?
No, I did not.
At the end, he's these gang kids that he's trying to teach and make better. They break into his house and they force him to play Russian roulette. So he grabs the gun and he clicks it twice on his head and he says, "Macho is bullshit. Your whole way of life is bullshit. It's your turn." He's like, "Hold on, I'll take your turn for you." Clicks it again on himself. Puts the gun back down on the table. Awesome movie. Amazing, really.
I don't know. You said Samuel L. Jackson, and all I'm thinking of is does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch?
Well, and see, that's the point. Like, if you want to go down this fucking rabbit hole, like, what he's saying is to a degree true. Like, yeah, they will shoot you for jogging. You want to know why that ends up happening? It's usually because in a lot of these inner cities, they'll be chasing a perpetrator. They'll fucking end up running away. Usually, like, they say these areas are well patrolled. They're usually not. Actually, that's not something that is
it's not accurate. It's not accurate, and let's just put it out there. My cousin that I referred to earlier that was shot, he died. The paramedics didn't show up for 45 minutes. He bled out. He could have been saved.
And again, that's what I mean. These areas, they say, oh, they're well patrolled. There's, the crime statistics are skewed because these areas are so heavily policed. No, they're not, dude. That is the most bullshit, backwards ass logic anybody could possibly fucking try to shove down your throat. If they were heavily patrolled, if there was this level of, police state oversight going on in these communities, there wouldn't be nearly the level of crime that you see in there right now. They don't go there because there's no fucking reason for them to. They don't want to risk their lives to do it. It's easier to just fucking isolate. Like, let's be blunt. It sucks for the people that don't want to live that lifestyle, but it's easier to isolate the people who are going to sit there and fucking shoot each other and act like fucking hoodlums and fucking destructive members of society and just leave them off to their fucking corner of the world and just not fuck with it. That's society's solution to it. It's been that way for a long fucking time. This is not unique to the United States. And the problem is not fucking race, because there's white people living in these fucking ghettos too. The problem is the fucking culture. And the fact of the matter is that you live in a poor, fucking crime-ridden, fucking thug life glorifying fucking culture. Anybody can fucking do it. Anybody can pick up a gun and act like a fucking idiot and shoot the fucking person across the street and steal their fucking wallet. It's the fact that you choose to do it and glorify it and you perpetuate this fucking idea. That's the reason people running down or jogging down the street get shot, especially in these neighborhoods, because the cop's looking for somebody who just fucking shot his partner and he thinks you're the suspect. You guys have no one to blame but your fucking selves. If you can't denounce the culture, then I don't want to hear you talking about fucking racism and fucking police brutality. Denounce your own fucking garbage culture first.
And it's not really about race. I mean, I've been stopped before because I was wearing a hoodie and I had the hood up, and somebody had just shoplifted with a black hoodie on, and I had a black hoodie on. You know what I mean? Like, do I think that was because I was white? No.
I got stopped by the cops walking down the street. I was like, "Why are you stopping me?" He said, "Oh, we got a report of somebody who fits your description breaking into cars." I said, "First off, I have more money than you. I have no reason to steal anything. You got a better excuse?"
Oh, again, that's the way.
Up and you left.
Again, that's the way fucking cops. That's the way fucking cops do shit. Like, I mean, everybody likes to complain about fucking profiling. Guess what? Profiling can apply to anybody. Like, oh yeah, I saw a white guy down the street, 5'5", brown hair, dark colored eyes, wearing a black shirt, maybe about 130 pounds. How many people do you see who fit that description walking down the fucking street? That's how cops do shit. I'm sorry, it's not fucking racism. It's called profiling. It has nothing to do with fucking racism. So that argument's stupid as well. Tired of hearing it.
Yeah, well, and there's only a minute and a half left, and part of that is the hook that we want to skip. So let's go ahead and finish this out.
See, humans become racist by the way they grew up. And Zimmerman's still alive, yet we think that we tough. Yeah, I'm melanin, baby, but it's irrelevant, baby. We yell, fuck the police, and they tell us we crazy. Fuck conspiracy theorists, I hate what you promote. Ironically, I was asleep when y'all was screaming, y'all woke. I told them to focus up, they think it's a joke. My foot on you niggas' necks, get your knee out my throat. I'm gone.
They could have had someone else sing a better hook. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the hook is fucking garbage. There's no defending that. That is
Date is here.
Woo! Wolfpack Date in the house. How's everybody doing?
Oh, you got Crater Sting up? That's fucked up, man. I remember watching that Nitro and I was pissed.
Why were you pissed?
I don't know. Because he's old.
Why were you pissed when Sting joined the Wolfpack?
Because Sting was WCW. He was the one standing against the NWO. And then he fucking turned and went NWO. And then he turned again. It's like, you know.
Well, the Wolfpack,
come
Wolfpack
on.
was supposed to be the good
Remember
guys
everybody said
originally.
he was never going to go to WWF and oops. Yeah, so there.
And actually, this last part is just him listening to radio.
Hold on. Can I just say something right now? William, you're a chode.
Yeah, what is your problem, William? If you got some
I'm
beef,
smoking a joint.
Yeah, go smoke a joint, get laid or something. Relax, buddy. Jeez.
Yeah, William, the link is in the chat. If you want to talk shit to me, I'm right fucking here. But you obviously don't have the balls.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
On the panel, right?
Yeah, Willie, you only have
And
50
this other
subscribers.
thing, straight Sith male. What, you have to tell everybody you're straight? Do you look like that much of a fucking faggot?
No, he's just.
By the way, anybody who's a grown man who watches Star Wars, you're probably a virgin.
Oof. Okay, I'm not getting into that one.
So does anybody else want to have some fucking shit with me? Because the link is in the fucking chat. I'm sure he'll drop it again.
Oh, so before we go any further, I just wanted to. I came in like 26 or 27 minutes after you started, Dodge, and I was trying to catch up what you're talking about the landlords. I just wanted to make sure that you had covered. Hey, look, like in certain states right now, we got a bunch of state governments being jackasses and screwing people out of work. So if you're not a good landlord, a good landlord would work with people through these hard times if they can. And of course, we know there are going to be people that take advantage of this and screw it up. But I just want to make sure that part was addressed as well. And if you addressed it, I'm sorry I missed it. I got here late.
Oh no, actually, I don't think we touched upon that. Mainly because the executive order that banned evictions through the end of the year. So, but you do have a point with that.
Well, it's like with anything else. It's not necessarily because of like the Wuhan flu or anything. There have been situations to where people work their whole life, or they're doing a really good job. And like in 2008, this kind of happened here in Iowa. Well, I'm back in South Korea right now, but I say Iowa because that's where I bop to and fro. So I'm always considered Iowan. But in Iowa, I remember in 2008 when the economy took a little bit of a tank, there were people that were working out of the local factories, barely keeping food on the table, and they would rent places. And a large portion, and because this went to local news, a large portion of landlords were like, yeah, we're not going to throw people out. We want that money. Let's work out a deal. You pay a little extra when you get your job back. You start getting a little income to make up for what you lost. A good landlord will do that. One that completely sucks ass will not even bother trying.
Yeah, exactly. Like I own my house, but we pay for the lot.
Yeah, the lot rent.
Yeah, so the landlord was like, yeah, we heard about that whole rent waiver thing. No, we still want our money.
Ugh.
She's one of those bitches.
Yeah.
Not that we weren't going to pay, because that shit's just stacking up, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to be screwed come 2021. You're done. I mean, how are you going to catch up on 6 months of rent?
It's manageable. It's just depending on if people really want to work it, enough. We've had when I was back in Iowa for about most of the year, I just got back into Busan here about 3 weeks, but shit, it's only been 3 weeks. And when I was back in Iowa, we were having, thankfully Iowa was not doing the lockdown shit, but there were people that were out of work because things decided to, go a little south. And, people wanted it bad enough. So it's like, look, we've built a home here. We've got our families going in here. We got a community going in here. Let's figure something out. And that's what landlords were doing from what I saw. We didn't have anybody getting evicted because it was really everybody wanted to work with everybody because they wanted that money and they wanted to keep things stable in a very hectic, literally insane time right now. That's just my 2 cents on the rent.
Yeah, but think about this. Okay, from the beginning of the pandemic to whenever they ended,
Yeah,
the moratorium on rent, a lot of electric companies are letting that stack up. So are cell phone companies. All these bills are going to hit you at once, guys. That's why we've been keeping up on our bills. Yeah, I'm broke as fuck, but at least everything's caught up and up to date. You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, as a person who used to rent, when I had bare bones back in the day, I had a good landlord who said, all right, well, I know you're hurting right now, but you've got to catch up and you need to start paying that little extra. I can't speak for everything else. Of course, this right now, what's going on is completely unprecedented. And I mean, more, just insanely stupid to say the least, but it's unprecedented in, I mean, we're talking, we haven't had this kind of fucked up situation since, pre-World War II. I guess I don't really have a good analogy, but people, they want that money. They want to get stuff solved. They want to keep stuff going. They find a way to work it out. And that's what good landlords do. That's what good tenants do. And when the state government hoses you over, both the tenant and the landlord are basically getting the middle finger, and they don't deserve it.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, in the current even political climate, would you want to be a landlord? Like, do you want to go invest in a 3-bedroom house and rent that to somebody, not knowing whether or not you're going to ever see the rent money, perhaps, and also what happens when they trash?
That's typically why I don't buy a 3-family.
Well, I don't have any firsthand experience with that. I don't have anything to
Shut
say
the
about
fuck
that.
up, Dave. Listen here, Jesse. I will fucking knock
Show
your fucking
your
teeth
fucking
out, you
face,
punk ass
homo.
little bitch. I was
Look,
joking.
take your little
I was making.
15-year-old voice that has no
You think-
balls. Show your fucking face.
I will kick
Show
your
your
black
face.
ass into
Show
next
your
week.
fucking face.
What? You
Huh?
and Dave. I ain't scared of either you fucking pussies. I could take you both out
Show
of the
your
same.
face.
What? What, bitch? What?
Take
What's
your
up?
shit.
You want to fight?
Yeah, I want to fight. Come meet me. I live in
Motherfucker, show my fucking head. So far down fucking throat.
Show your
Your
face.
punk ass is gonna be
Show
fucking.
So everybody can see that he can't show his face because he's a fucking pussy.
Really, asshole. Really?
Yeah. When's the last time you got laid? Are you a virgin?
Huh. Last time I got laid was last night, punk ass bitch.
Oh, yeah? By
Who's
who?
that girl, unlike somebody like you who looks like a stupid fucking rock, maybe
When's the last
even
time you actually got
you that has no fucking balls. What's up, bitch? You were talking shit to William over there. I
Yeah,
was
William's
fucking
a bitch.
joking. Shut
So
the fuck up,
You sound like
bitch.
a girl.
I was joking.
You
I
sound
was
like
fucking making fun.
soaking wet. Show your fucking face. Let's see your little fucking pale ass ginger zit covered face.
Damn, I fucking step away for 5 minutes and this shit turns into a fucking cemetery.
You realize I'm over you, right, little bitch?
Now see your face.
What's up, Dave? Dave Murphy, you can keep laughing.
Come on. Show your fucking face.
What's up? What, bitch?
Yeah, put
Fucking
that.
talk shit. I was kidding.
Show your face.
I was kidding, motherfucker. I was kidding, and you got personal. You want to get personal, motherfucker? Let's get personal.
You're
You
gonna
know what? I live in fucking wherever the fuck in the middle of fucking fuck bag over there. Keep laughing. Keep laughing, Dave.
I'm a man. There's a big difference between you and me. Okay, son?
Come down to New Mexico, bitch. Come down to Albuquerque and talk that shit to me, little boy. I will kick
Want me
your
to buy
butt.
you a plane ticket? I know you ain't got no money.
Motherfucker.
I'll send you first class to my house so you can come get your
Fuck
shit.
up, faggot.
I don't care.
Little fucking bitch over here trying to act
You don't
like
know
you're
if your
fucking.
balls have dropped
You
yet.
got scared of a fucking faggot like you? A fucking pussy like you? Motherfucker,
You got
I
no
will
fucking bass in your voice.
not even kill you. I will
Speaker
beat
on a
you.
video game.
You want? Oh, okay. Video games. Yes.
Show
Mhm.
your fucking face. Once again, you don't have the balls to show your face. You want to talk shit. Go
Oh.
fuck yourself.
Okay.
Wait a
By
minute.
the way,
Wait,
some
wait,
fucking
wait.
nobody. Go
Wait a
kill
minute.
yourself.
Hey, you
Huh?
guys. Hey, you guys can go back to screaming at each other here in a second. Jesse.
All right, so this guy's picture. Look at this
Fuck
scrawny
you,
little fuck.
punk ass, dumb
Look at
wop.
this scrawny little
fuck.
fuck. So his camera. Let's get a good look
Yeah,
at
I'm
this kid.
fucking scrawny. I'm
What
fucking
do you
small.
weigh? What do you weigh? About 50
Fuck
fucking
you,
pounds?
young
About
tomorrow,
5
baby.
4?
Hey, what do you have against Italians?
Look at this little fucking
What do
joke.
you could call them a wop? What do you
know, I
got
could
against
throw you
Italians, man?
over a fucking car, right?
I'm Italian, bitch.
What could you do to me? That's
You
what I
could call them
want.
a wop.
What you gonna do to me?
I could
Shut your
punch your
fucking
fucking
ass,
face
little
and
fucking
knock
cunt.
all your teeth out like chiclets. Oh, what's the matter? You hiding again? Because everybody's seeing what a little fucking bitch you are?
Yeah, you can keep saying that, but
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
You were talking shit to William.
You look like a
You
little
were being
fucking
a punk. He may have given you a little bit of shit. Shut the
got
fuck
laid.
up, you dumb fucking wop. Shut the fuck up for 2 fucking seconds. Shut the fuck up.
I'll do what you say, fucking. You think you give me commands? You're a fucking
I don't
nobody.
give a fuck, punk.
You
I
do
don't
what I
give a
say.
fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't get, especially Dave.
Why don't you go smoke
Why
some
don't you
crack?
fucking say something, bitch? You
I've been
too, you
saying
fucking punk ass motherfucker.
What's your name, honey? What's your name, honey? Come on, sweetheart.
I know Mad Dog. Mad Dog
What's
is
your
my
name,
boy. I can get
Cupcake?
along with him. He's cool. But you need to
What's
shut
your name,
the fuck
Cupcake?
up, fucking kike. Fuck you.
What's your name,
Fuck
Cupcake?
you.
Okay. Chill. Because now the wife's
Sorry,
telling
dog.
me to kick people. Like, and I want to hear it from the wife.
I'm sorry.
Now,
I'm
listen.
gonna leave it alone. But this fucking punk right here, dude,
I'm
talk
a
some
punk.
shit, bro. Bring
Yeah,
your
I am
ass over here to where I am, and I'll
fucking
fucking exactly
loser.
show you who I am and what I am capable of. But I don't give a fuck
Yeah, what's
about
your
you
fucking name then?
or none of your faggotry. I'm gonna go back to the chat. I'm gonna go
Faggotry is
say
not a
hello
word.
to
It's not even a
cool
word.
like William over there. He's a cool
Dictionary?
motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna
Oh,
leave.
oh,
Later, faggot. Hey, don't forget to suck a cock,
don't fucking cry.
pussy.
All right, guys, we're gonna reel it back in. We have this article to go through. We have race relations to talk about. We don't need to bring back blood sports.
Oh, look, somebody got kicked out because you're a fucking nobody. Nobody cares about you.
No, I do have a question though. Wait, first class. After you beat me up, do we get to go for beers after? You weren't threatening me, but I'm just saying, first class ticket, maybe some beer after. It sounds like a good time.
They weigh about 50 pounds, and I could take about 20 of them at the same time talking shit to me. You don't know who the fuck I am. I will fucking kill you. That's not a fucking joke. That's not parody. That's not comedy. That's not satire. Anybody puts their fucking hands on me, I pound their fucking skull into the fucking concrete.
Well, I was just kidding. I don't feel like
I'm not fucking
biting
kidding.
the curb. This isn't American History X. Although it's going to get close. Let's see. 12 things you can do today to improve race relations across America. This was written by James Wright. He underneath it, you can see unapologetically obsessed with, I believe it says with race. Let's start right here at the top. America's biggest problem is its constant denial that it has a race problem. And even in the wake of all the news regarding the killing of 9 innocent victims in an African-American church in Charleston, South Carolina, many are spending a considerable amount of time trying to explain away and rationalize how this senseless act of domestic terror could have happened in the land of the free. Okay, let's just break it down right here at the fucking beginning. Charleston happened because that fucking individual was sick and deranged, and he was going to kill somebody no matter what. It didn't matter if he lived in South Carolina, Indiana, Massachusetts, Minnesota. It didn't fucking matter if he lived in fucking Timbuktu. He was going to shoot some motherfuckers because he was sick in the goddamn head.
Yeah, but give these people enough room, and it doesn't matter if it's a white person shooting a black person, if it's a black person shooting a black person, if it's somebody criticizing black on black crime. It'll always come back to race because that's what they want to make it about. Doesn't have anything to do with the fact that, yeah, you got crazy fuckers out there fucking killing people. Nope, it's racism. Racism is the problem. Yeah, because they don't want to actually address the real problem. It's like I constantly keep saying, if you actually address the problem and fix it, well, guess what? You no longer have anything to bitch about. So there you go. You really want the fucking short and sweet of it? It's the same reason you have this victim fucking culture. You want to perpetually be a fucking victim because if you're not, then guess what? You have to start pulling your own fucking weight. You can't blame your failures on somebody else. That's what it boils down to.
Well, no, and he writes this like it's the 12-step program, and that's going to be fun to get into. But that opening, Brian, Dade, or Jesse, what do you guys think? I mean, did he kill those people in the church just because they were black? I do not believe so. I believe that...
I think he did.
Okay.
I think he was sick and deranged.
Is that then a reflection upon all of American culture?
I think if he was mentally
No, I think
unstable,
it's the
he didn't
individual
see
being
skin
incredibly
color.
insane.
No, I think it was MK Ultra, man.
No, I think if he was mentally unstable and he wasn't on medication or whatever, I don't think he saw skin color. I think he just really just went off the deep end. He didn't care who it was.
No, he was MK Ultra, Project Monarch, and he killed. The things he was saying while he was shooting them made no sense. Like, it wasn't hatred. It was just kind of like, like off of a script somewhat. And And there are people that have multiples. I mean, there are trigger words. There are, I mean, you could call me the crazy conspiracy theorist, but no, Project Monarch exists. MK Ultra is real. A lot of these mass shootings, typically 9 times out of 10, what happens is after they're committed, the assailant winds up killing himself. This did not happen here, and it did not happen in Aurora. And if you want to hear really weird stuff, look at the testimonies before and after the court cases of the guy from Aurora. So this guy, what was his name? Dylan Root? No, that was Aurora. What was this guy's name again?
Oh,
Am I
I
right?
don't remember the kid's name.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, you know, to go into a black, this was set up to either cause either A, race riots, or B, more importantly, not more importantly, but more sickening is gun control.
It would probably be the latter, because you
Yeah.
look at what came out after that. They tried to force more gun control.
Oh gosh, yeah, and it failed.
And
I
it
mean,
ultimately blew up in their face, pun intended.
Well, actually, Brian, to expand upon the MK Ultra angle you were going with, have you noticed the look on the faces of the individuals that are caught, that commit these crimes? I think it was Ruth.
oh yeah, they look,
His name, but
they look
him,
crazy.
right?
They look like they're not there.
They all have this soulless, blank look in their eyes. There's nothing there. That's Dylan Roof. That's the dude that shot up the Batman theater had the same look to him.
I think that was the guy that shot at the Batman theater. I might think of been someone else.
I thought David Roof was actually the South Carolina shooter.
Okay, yeah, okay. So Dylan Roof was this guy. The Aurora shooter, the Batman shooter is someone different. But no, you're absolutely right. These people, they have a kind of a soulless look. Like they're not there. Like a switch is turned on. And to even go further down this rabbit hole, just for a brief second, is after Trump won 2016 or was about to be close to inauguration, what's his name? Podesta. He sent out a message on social media. He said something, it's time for the sleepers to awake, which should pretty much get your red flag should go up. Because one thing I've noticed, Jesse knows this too, when we were on Creepy Little Book and whatever, predictive programming is, you have a movie, I think it's called Telephone, came out in, I believe, the 80s, was someone like these people, random people, normal middle-class people would pick up the phone and someone would say a word and that would turn them on to like being like a sleeper Soviet agent. So personally, I think it's predictive programming that they've revealed this. And also, you could look back to some of the experiments. It actually is real. Project Monarch, MK Ultra, it is 100% real. This is the type of things that happen. This is the fruits of that labor. Where
Mitch makes a good point. The soulless look could be due to the drugs they're on.
Could be, and that could be another way of control.
Yeah, because MK
Do you
Ultra
ever
used a lot
consider
of
that
drugs.
maybe
So did
just
Project Artichoke.
being on drugs is why they look like they are soulless, is because they're literally on drugs and has nothing to do with any conspiracy theory whatsoever? I'm just saying, if you've ever seen a person on crack or cocaine or speed or whatever, they are completely lights out. Nobody's home. I mean, they're there, but they're not there, and it has nothing to do with any government stuff.
You have a point, but the common denominator between these mass shooters isn't a illegal substance. It's a legal one prescribed by
prescribed. Yes, psychiatrists, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Psychotropic drugs that were prescribed.
Yeah. So, and I mean, am I the only one that thinks it's weird? Antidepressant side effects. may cause suicide. What?
And you know why that is? It's because in certain people, I take paroxetine. It's basically an antidepressant because I have a re-upper issue in regards to my brain chemicals here. And one of the things that says may cause suicide. Well, it may cause suicide in some people because the chemical imbalance is severe enough to where the person can't understand it well enough or believes that they can't be helped in any way because it's a massive chemical alteration. Medication that people take for long term is not ever designed to be taken for long term. Our bodies were not designed for this shit. Medication is a severely temporary solution until a person can work through it with a change in lifestyle or figuring out something out or even basically reworking their own daily routine and understanding that, yes, I have a problem and I can fix it. And medication does not solve it. Like people with anger management issues, you can give them all the medication you want. That don't solve the fact that they have anger management issues until they realize, I have anger management issues. I need to figure out what my problem is and work on it.
What's wrong with having anger management issues?
I just make an example. I mean, for you it's fine, but we're not all you. But you get the general idea. You get the general idea. Medication is it's what is it? We're basically a Prozac nation. We're a pill generation or two.
You know what? When I was in high school, that's when ecstasy started getting popular, right? Now all the kids on the football team were all on that shit, and you could see the change in their eyes. It was as if the soul was gone, the gloss in their eye was gone. They were just zombified. That's what drugs do to you, man.
Well, no, and that seems to be a common link through the mass shooters that we have captured alive. Not the ones that kill themselves. I mean, perhaps during the autopsy, if they do one, they'll find trace amounts of these these drugs. But mainly, I'm talking about the ones that were captured alive. I mean, even school shooters have the same issue, right?
Oh yeah, like what's his name? The one that did Parkland.
Well, I was thinking Kip Kinkle, but that's because that's in Thurston, which is Springfield, Oregon, and it happened before Columbine. I was in 8th grade, I believe, when it happened.
I know.
Talking about David Hogg, the kid who did Parkland. No, wait. Yeah, David Hogg, the kid who did Parkland, right?
No, David Hogg was the fucking kid that
Hogg's a gun control advocate.
Yeah,
that survived.
That survived with Emma. What's her face? Kyle Kalush.
That was all scripted. Oh my gosh, you could actually look that up. There's like a video on YouTube
what's
that
Kyle's last name? He's the one that survived too, and he's very pro Second Amendment. Anyway.
Yeah, but like, man, look, the SSRIs and stuff, like legit, like chemical imbalances are not a real thing. Like it's your body's evolved and your brain is evolved to live in a certain manner and to act in a certain manner and to eat in a certain manner and to survive off of certain nutrients that the vast majority of us inside of this country don't actually get. Like there's a reason why like a lot of black people like throughout like the northern parts of the United States and the northern parts of Europe, who are, were slaves or were immigrants into Europe recently, are harder affected by like things like COVID-19, right? And it's because of the fact that like legit, they don't have, vitamin D production because they don't get the amount of sunlight that they're supposed to get naturally as they evolved to get over the past fucking million goddamn years.
Most people in this country have like 60% of the vitamin D in their body they're supposed to. A lot of all this, it's like you say, it's not really chemical imbalance. It's really hormone issues.
And vitamin D is a hormone. Like a lot of people don't know that. Vitamin D is actually as a hormone inside of your body, right? There's a lot of that too, as far as like what you're naturally evolved to eat, like what your people are like naturally evolved to, stand here and actually, get nutrients from, and you're not getting it inside of this country. Like my kids, like two of them couldn't go to fucking school because like my family's deathly allergic to dogwood trees, right?
That's
Because yeah, well, we're second generation in this country. We're not accustomed to this shit.
Well, don't forget, Pinoid, that over the last 100 years, our food source has been tainted by chemical alterations because of all the additives and preservatives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like how I was watching, there was one dude I was actually watching a podcast on. Like for some reason, like over one generation, our fucking skulls actually re-evolved because of the fact that we're supposed to spend 4 hours a day chewing, and like the muscles inside of our face, it literally changed the shape of our skulls, and like we don't have enough room inside of our mouths for our teeth anymore, the way we're supposed to, just due to the processed foods that we're taking in at the moment, at this point. There's a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? So like, and it's kind of like for instance, I have what like a lot of like what scientists call delayed sleep phase disorder. Well, the truth is, I'm not supposed to live on this time zone. Like my body's not set up to live, at this time. Like where I'm living right now in this part of the world. And so like, but it's something like 15 to 20% of the population has it, and nobody even deals with it in any way, shape, or form. We just kind of go, you motherfuckers are lazy, or y'all individuals are this, or y'all are that. They go, why don't you just, take some fucking Ambien and go on about your business? I'm like, why would I want to put a chemical inside of my body every fucking day for the rest of my goddamn life in order to survive? That don't seem natural.
Yeah, I've never taken sleep meds, but I will say I didn't look into any of this really, but I will give you guys the benefit of a doubt, just for the simple fact, ever since I started taking vitamin supplements, I have felt a shitload better. I'm actually getting the vitamins my body needs, and it's improving my health. So,
Well, yeah, that's because a lot of like what Doku was saying is a lot of the food that we get at the store, a lot of chemical additives have been put into it, and it's far cheaper to get vitamin supplements and continue buying the food than it is to buy, the organic food or the non-tainted food, unfortunately. So that's a problem. So like for instance, what Pinoy was saying about vitamin D, I got a story for you. I would often work in a place where I wouldn't be exposed to sunlight for long periods of time, and I went in for my checkup, and they said your vitamin D level's at 8. I'm like, what? I was like, okay, what does that mean? 8. It was at 8. I said, what does that mean? I was like, oh, well, it means that you'll be susceptible to this, and this, and this. And I said, okay, so what do I do? Drink milk or whatever? It's like, no. We're going to prescribe you like a very concentrated dose of 50,000 IUs pills, which you take every 2 to 3 days until the bottle's gone. Come and see us. So ever since then, I had done my best to get regular sunlight. After the bottle was complete, I was at 98.
So 8 was like pretty shitty.
Yeah. Your body should have, I want to say they said somewhere between 70. It should not go below 70% vitamin D.
You were a vampire or some shit?
Well, no, I worked in the audiovisual field and a
lot of fake light, in other words.
Yeah, a lot of fake light, not too much natural sunlight, and that's the case.
Yep.
And then once I started taking vitamin D, I started being more happier and everything else like that. My mood improved, and it just,
Well, that's one of the things that a lot of people, I don't think, and I'm not going on any conspiracy theory here. I'm simply pointing out is lack of sunlight, lack of natural vitamin D, because we are at least 3 or 4 generations easily removed, maybe more, from the invention of the light bulb. Fluorescent lighting has really screwed us all over across the board, and that is lack of vitamin D, lack of actual sunlight and fresh air is what can cause people to become massively depressed. That's a
Well, it's lack of work. is
Yeah.
reality. It's lack of
Well,
real work. It's not.
No, I
It's
don't
not, it's
think
not the fluorescent lights and the lighting. You know what I mean?
no, no, no.
Actually,
you're like literally
yeah, actually, it is fluorescent. A lot of fluorescent lighting, if you have no natural sunlight for your body to absorb, can screw you over hard.
Oh yes, it can. It can,
Okay,
and not just fluorescent, but LED and metal halides. You know.
Well, no, I mean, like if you worked outdoors, like you could have like fluorescent lighting. You know, what I mean, like fucking neon
Yeah.
signs outside.
Oh
Give
yeah,
it
but
to you.
I work
Yeah, but if
predominantly
you work in an
indoors, so.
office, if you
Hello,
if
is
a-
that thing on? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it
sorry,
is?
Mad Dog. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Listen, I live in the Northwest. Okay. Suicide rates in the Northwest are higher than other places in the country, other than like Alaska and the Northeast. Why? Why is that? It's simple.
Because it rains a lot.
Valleys.
yeah, it's
It's
dingy.
cloudy. Even when we're outside working, we're not getting the sunlight we need, other than the 3.5 months that constitutes our summer. The rest is rain and snow, man.
Yeah, but like I mean, like individuals who work outside are still way better off than people who what I'm saying work inside of an office.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's a
I've been
given.
carpentry for 10 years, man.
Yeah, that's a given because you're getting the sunlight, you're getting the exercise, you're getting the fresh air,
Yeah.
and you're not stagnant.
Yeah. Like
But
being
I will-
outside and working way better for you than anything else you could do. I don't give a fuck what you're doing outside. It's 100% better than anything you can do being a cubicle monkey.
That's
real
why I
shit.
like. That's why I like doing outdoor gigs more than inside gigs. You know,
Well, absolutely. And, that's
even if it
where-
is 100 degrees.
That's where I agree with you, Brian, because the supplement I'm taking is pretty much it's a men's 50 and under supplement. So it has all the natural vitamins. It has stuff to help with liver and kidney function and all that stuff. It's just a
Yeah,
multivitamin.
you taking sense from silver, you old ass motherfucker. We understand what it is. You're over here popping off with some Metamucil and shit.
Oh, fuck you. I ain't
You over here about to do a Band-Aid commercial.
You
and
know,
shit.
you're
But you know what? I got to bring up something else because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and things that actually screw up the body through hormones are things that most people find completely innocuous and most people consider health foods. Like if you're a man, do not eat peaches. Do not eat strawberries. Those are for women.
Peaches
There's
are
certain
good.
things. No,
Well,
they're very
well,
bad.
I did not
chicken
know
breast.
in the body.
What about
Well, like
nectarines?
chicken
Can I have
breast.
those?
You want pomegranate. Pomegranates.
I like
amazing.
I like peaches and nectarines, man.
I love
I'm
nectarines.
allergic.
They're fucking delicious. Don't eat them anymore. Feel much better.
Like
Ah.
strawberries are not bad for you, right? But like more, how about like
Don't eat them.
soy, like soy laden products?
Soy is the number two.
Chicken breast.
The worst thing
Huh?
that you could soy is number 2. The worst thing that a man could possibly ingest ever is flaxseed, because they did a study. There was a woman who had way too high of testosterone. It was very unnatural. So after a month worth of adding flax seeds to the diet, her testosterone dropped 76%. The same thing has been found true in lab rats. It totally completely annihilates your testosterone.
Well,
So
plastics
it's
do
like
the
soy on
same
crack.
thing.
Plastic
Like, yo,
too. Yeah, leave a fucking water bottle in your car. You never want to touch that again.
Nope,
Well,
never.
I'll tell you what. Like, there's if you ever have a chance, like back here, like remember back at school, you used to get the cardboard little milk joints, the chocolate milk ones, little
Mhm.
chocolate milk with the cardboard cartons. They still sell the cardboard cartons in the stores around here, right? In some places.
Mhm.
And if you buy the cardboard milk cartons, it still tastes the same as it did when you were in school.
Oh, you
As
talking
compared
like
to
the actual milk things that we used to get as kids, right?
yeah,
Oh, fucking far out.
right? Like, yo, legit, it still tastes the same. It has a whole different taste than the plastic chocolate milk you get in a bottle.
It does. It does. Even if it's 1%, like it, and it tastes better. I always liked milk
Yeah.
out of the carton better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like legit, like plastics are fucking chicken breasts because they're pumped full of fucking estrogen and hormones. Sleeping next to your wife is terrible for you.
What? Hold
What?
on.
Why married men live an average of 10 years longer than unmarried men.
Probably why.
Hey, Matt, can you solo me 1 second? I just want to show the crowd something. All right, see this? 100% grass-fed organic milk. If you're not buying this, you're also fucking yourself up. You could drink all the milk you want all day long, but it ain't gonna do nothing for you except give you tits. All right,
I'm from PA, and I'm like 10 minutes from Hershey. So
Oh man, you gotta get me
Quick,
one of
while he's
those.
gone, bring up his screen again. I want to look at his flare gun.
You gotta get me one of those 50-pound fucking Hershey bars, man.
Yeah, and that's another thing. While you brought up the topic of a flare gun, if you don't have a piece by now, and if you find it hard to get one, go to Walmart, pay $50, get that flare gun. No one's gonna want to get shot with a flare gun.
Look, the Savage,
$42 at Walmart.
the Savage 22 long rifle at Walmart is $99.
God love America.
$99 for a 22 long rifle. It's a rifle, and it'll turn anyone into Swiss cheese. I fucking promise.
I
Is
actually
semi-auto?
bought my mom a flare gun because she can't handle any kind of regular gun. And she asked me, said, "Why did you buy me this?" I said, "Well, what if some idiot breaks in your house while I'm back in South Korea and your other kids are over here?" And she goes, "Well, I'll call the police." I said, "Oh, Mom," and we just got into it. And I said, "Look, just hit him with the flare gun. If you're gonna go down, everybody's gonna go down." She's like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Okay." And then now she's got a flare gun. She's got plenty of flares to shoot off. And I said, "If some asshole breaks in the house, just burn the house down, take them all with you."
Yeah, because honestly, calling the cops does nothing to protect yourself. Because
I know, especially when you're a 75-year-old.
The average response time is 9 to 12 minutes. It's oftentimes longer.
Yeah, that's why.
Wait a minute though. I get it that your mom is elderly, but I mean, like the gun I got my wife, it's a 22 LR little pistol. Man, there's no kick to that. And do you
realize, Mad Dodge? Do you realize that a 75-year-old woman with arthritis cannot squeeze the trigger of an average gun?
You have a point. Trigger pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dodge. I got my wife a 22 revolver, 8-shot, and she likes it. And you know what? I tried it out, and even though there's no kick to it, they are fun to shoot. So.
There's nothing better than blinking. Legit.
Blinking's fun. It's a guilty pleasure. Even though I got a 9mm, a blinking revolver is fun to shoot.
No, see, even with the flare gun, this is double action, so she still has to be able to pull that back. But pulling the trigger is like nothing.
Yeah, she's able to do that. She can't shoot a regular handgun.
You could always go like that.
Yep.
You can get 500 rounds of 22 long rifle fucking ammunition for like $15.
And right now, 22 long rifle is probably easier to find right now than 9mm.
I mean, I got a 12 gauge, 22, and a 30-06. Right, those are my guns of choice. I don't really like.
I don't bring a shotgun.
Hey, I was gonna say, Pino, if you got a pump action. 12 gauge. Well, have you tried the mini shells? Because I have, and I don't like them in my pump action 870.
Nah, that's what I got a Remington 870 myself. I'm not a big fan.
You got the Wingman, the Wingmaster.
I'll be honest, I'm not real sure what the model is. It's the full size. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking yeah. Like, it's a beautiful, it's all black composite, the whole nine. It's gorgeous. And I bought it brand fucking new, like probably last year. And then when I found out, like when I went to the store when the coronavirus started, they ran out of toilet paper. I bought 1,000 rounds of ammo for it.
So now's the time to buy toilet paper when everybody's focused on ammo. Look with the trends.
My first gun I ever bought was a New England single shot 12 gauge. It had to auto eject, and I got pretty quick with it. Like I could reload that single shot pretty quick. But I've got my eye on a Mossberg 12 gauge, I think.
Well, I guess a single shot 12 gauge or a double barrel would probably be perfect for the mini shells. But I took my 12 gauge pump action to the range like last month, and I just got a couple boxes of mini shells, and I hated it because I had to pull out every other round, which defeats the purpose.
That's what I liked about that New England I bought. It was really cheap. I mean, New England's not the best firearm company, but it had the auto eject, and it was the 1878 model, so it was a classic model of 12 gauge. I liked it.
Well, I'll tell you what, my favorite 12 gauge I ever had, I had a Winchester Model 12. Fucking like, yo, that thing was a fucking hammer. I love that fucking gun. And legit, it was just religious. You know what I mean? And if you just get a pump action, dude, like you don't like, yo, fuck all that auto fucking ejected nonsense. Just load 6 in the goddamn fucking tube and just go to work. And you can get, and here's the thing, you can get target loads for it, right? Which are like, yo, effective, like against a person, what, fucking 30 yards? They'll back almost anybody down. And like, really, when you're talking about working with a 12 gauge, you're fucking, that's all you really need.
Yeah, see, my problem with shotguns for home defense is you should be allowed to saw off the barrel and the fucking the butt.
Well, you can do a pistol grip, and you can saw it off to a certain measurement.
I will not do a pistol grip on a 12 gauge.
Another thing I like is deer slugs.
20 gauge maybe, but not a 12 gauge.
I got some pumpkin balls in my shit.
That's the other thing. Like people are always like, "Oh, it's harder to handle if you saw it off." Well, no, it's not, because I fired a 20 12 gauge and a 10 gauge with one hand and hit my fucking target shooting skeet before. So if you can't hold up the gun, do some fucking push-ups. When you fire, it ain't shit with kickback.
Can you do one-handed? Can you do one-handed with the slugs though? Is the question.
I don't know. I've never been able to try. We're using birdshot.
Yeah, slugs are a whole different animal.
Buckshot.
Yep, slugs and buckshot. Yep.
Yeah, the slugs will fuck. They kick. You know what I mean? Like they will fucking break your goddamn wrist.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A deer slug, like home defense. Somebody's rattling on your door. You want to be able to blast them right through the fucking door. Like, you know, take out
get a 20 gauge.
That's too small.
It'll do the job.
I know it will do the job, but
like
might as well just get something bigger.
Look, you do realize the answer to 1984 is AA-12. You do understand this, right?
What's that other little gun? That's been years. M14 maybe? Mini 14? It's good at about 75 yards. It's real fun. Small bullets.
Yo, the AA-12 is the answer to every one of life's problems. Legit. I like fully automatic fucking shotgun with a fucking you know what I mean, 50 round mag. Yo, fuck that. You can't do any better.
Sounds like my GTA shotgun.
You know what I'm saying? The AA-12 is the answer to 1984. I'm telling you.
Well, you know what my father used to call that? A street sweeper.
I'm a big fan of the SKS, especially with a collapsible combat stock on it. It fires the 223. So, I mean, yeah, there's a little bounce to it, but as long as you're doing a burst shot, you can lay down some fire.
Have you ever seen the AA-12?
I've seen pictures of it. I've never fired one. I've actually fired an SKS.
Yeah, so, like you're not. They're like $20,000 a piece, right? Fucking. But you ever want to see like good video on it? FPS Russia did one a while back.
An M60 is like $60,000 to $80,000, depending on where you get it, and if you're fucking managed to get all the paperwork.
Yeah, like that's the other problem is having the FFL to be able to fucking have all that shit. Like, fuck all that licensing garbage. But I'm telling you,
I can pass any kind of background check because I was approved by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
I don't know. I've been charged with like 12 felonies. I'm not real sure if I can get an FFL. I'll be honest with you.
I doubt it, bro.
You need to buy it off the back of a truck.
I'm a guinea from that neck of the woods. I'm saying, but I don't know.
All right. So let's take a look here before Doku disappears on us here. 12 things we could do. All right. So, number one, resolve that racism and its effects are still a part of today's culture and are not beliefs exhibited only by members of the baby boomer, or the mature generation. Like any 12-step program, you have to first admit we have a problem. All right. I'm going to just go that far.
I don't have a problem.
I put whatever I want.
My friends are all different colors. I really don't
Yeah.
give a fuck what color you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't be a fucking prick.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a prick enough for everybody.
I'm Thompson. I'm a nymphomaniac.
Nothing wrong with that.
I think that this article needs to admit this is a West Coast, East Coast problem.
You don't think it's a flyover country problem?
No,
Why not? No.
Biggie?
Mm-mm. It's an inner city problem. It's a city problem.
And most
There's
inner
no-
cities are found on the West Coast, East Coast, except for Illinois.
Yeah.
That's a fucking geographical anomaly.
And Michigan and Wisconsin. Look, the vast majority of places where this is happening, where like you're having like major race problems, it's not a race problem; it's an economics problem. All right,
Yes.
it's the fact that like you shipped all their jobs overseas, and black people feel like they're being targeted because like they fucking like their whole world's falling apart, and the only time they see white people is when they come in and drag them out of their fucking households. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck do you think they're gonna do?
Well, no,
Yeah,
like,
It's
look at
something
the
that's sorry, Matt Dodge. Let me get this in real quick, and I'll shut my pie hole. It's something that Sinatra says when I was watching his video earlier today. Is that when these people are having these quote unquote protests / riots, they're not stealing shit that they need to balance out or have a quality of anything like food or clothing that they desperately need, like socks or shoes for or basic necessity items. They're going for the high-end luxury bullshit items. So this isn't about racism or equality. It's because they're greedy little bastards on a certain level, and they've used this as an excuse to do so.
Well, absolutely. And here's the thing, though. Look at the bottom here of number one. We must also understand what that racism is societal, institutional, cultural, and an individual issue. It is part of a system we have inhaled and very much a part of everyday experiences. So what, this shit's secondhand racism?
Everything he just said is bullshit. Take personal accountability. Some people out there are wacko racist. They come in all races. They're a bunch of assholes. Fuck them. Don't pay attention to those things.
If it's anything, it's secondhand. Well, it'd be firsthand fucking fake news media bullshit.
Yeah.
And that brings it back to the liberal media and the legacy media are just tools of the left.
Yeah, but we act like the media hasn't always been biased. The media was biased from the very beginning. You had patriots tearing up loyalist newspapers. You had the same thing the other way around. You had Abraham Lincoln moving all of the pro-South newspaper and journalist people and straight kicking them out of the North. You had the Southern government not evict people, but kind of do the same thing. I mean, the media has always taken sides, but usually there is multiple sides to the argument there for your consumption. Now, with the vast world of the internet at our very fingertips, they want to limit our sources of consumption. And Doku, this is a good part for you to jump in.
Andy's taking a piss.
Nothing. Yeah, I gave him the shot.
Yep.
Anybody else? I mean,
Yo,
No,
I'm
you-
saying,
you
like,
said
I
you'll
just
be back in 10 to 15
I just
minutes.
literally dropped a 20-minute video on this today, right? And I broke down like exactly what is going on. All right. Like what you have to understand, and I told this like, Mad Dodge, I think I sent my fucking video to you, like you should have watched it. If anybody ever had a chance, or if you ever do have a chance, you should read Mencius Moldbug. He breaks down what is known as the cathedral, and it's basically the media, academia, and government is all intertwined, and they all work on the same basic premise, the same way that the fucking church used to. Because basically all of this is a fucking offshoot of the Protestant fucking progressive church. That like good.
And that's why that's why the government made Mockingbird and MK Ultra and Artichoke and soon Bluebeam. But you know,
you want to see the best one? Like you go look up fucking Operation Acoustic Kitty.
Oh, that sounds
fun. That shit was funny. I'm gonna go myself for a second and let Adam jump in because I haven't been able to upgrade yet, so I only got 6 spots on here. Or actually, Doku, if you can hear me,
I'm gonna bow out because you guys. I just wanted to jump in and say hi and see what was going on. So I will see you guys in the chat.
All right, that's
later, Dan.
Then
all right, later.
Later, man.
All right, adding Adam. There we go.
Because you haven't upgraded, bro. You shouldn't have to upgrade. They should just give us 10 anyway. Those tight ass damn StreamYard jerk offs.
Have you seen the prices on the upgraded plans?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude. Like for people that are going to be on here and actually doing shit a whole bunch of times, it is kind of cool some of the options that you have.
Yeah, it's $240.
Hey, Jesse. No offense here, dude. You know, we cool, but not all of us are sitting on a bunch of money, dog. I can't afford to upgrade right now.
Well, it was only like what, $20 a month?
$25 a month, and I got how many kids? And I'm a poor white boy. Right. I live in a goddamn trailer, dog.
I don't know, man. Have you looked? Have you checked? I mean, you might have changed your race already. You never know. It is possible.
Yo, white people can't be transracial unless you're a female.
We read an article earlier on my stream about this trans person, but you could see the Adam apple was clearly a dude.
Yeah, dude, that was just a dude in a dress with a goatee.
Mm-hmm.
E. Snyder said,
I'm saying though, like
he said, "Daddy, were you a transsexual?" And he says, "No, I was a transvestite. If I was a transsexual, you wouldn't be here."
Yeah, like y'all should most definitely like check out the new video I just dropped. You know what I mean? Like fucking today. It's it's some insane shit. Like fucking the things that are going on, and like nobody has any fucking idea about any of this shit. Like it's patently fucking ridiculous. And the ideologies that are being put forward today are the same ones that were put forward back in the 1920s. And like the idea that, you know what I'm saying, fucking all men are created equal is literally what these people want. But they can't quite like fucking get 2 and 2 put together because all men aren't actually created equal. When it was written, it was more along the lines like fucking, you know, like all men are created equal under the law, right? That's what like fucking it was meant to. It's like, oh, like, you know, no man is born, you know what I mean, of royalty, you know what I mean, is better than a man who was born, you know what I mean, in poverty. You know, fucking like they all had the same fucking inherent rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Exactly. But today, what they're trying to say is that individuals are standing here and they're actually equal. They're actually the same. And it's a religious statement to them. And yeah, that's what all this bullshit really fucking like coming out of.
No, it's like it was about, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago, I saw this article about how people that are good in health have won the health lottery and should pay more for insurance, all that other jazz and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? I mean, everybody's born with unique talents, and sometimes people are born with a good physicality, and you know, everybody's got their niche in whatever they can do physically or talent wise or whatever, whether it's physical or mental or whatever. But you know, you're absolutely right. No one is created equal, but you shouldn't make people be punished because they were born with you know, good, let's say we could say good genes or whatever. It's like, they didn't ask to be born that way. They just are.
Yeah, they didn't
Or
ask to be an asthmatic.
people who were born to parents who were responsible, you know what I mean, and sat there and like she was ready for them, and you know what I mean, saved up for college for them. Like those individuals shouldn't, you know what I mean, be punished because somebody else's parents weren't responsible. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if your parents weren't responsible, then you're going to have to work harder. Like it is
or
what
parents
it is.
abandoned them. Yeah, it's like it's the way I see it. And this is just me. I see that we're all born and we're all dealt a certain hand. Now we all have the ability to trade out our cards for a better hand.
Well, like Everlast says it in a song, you know where you end usually depends on where you start, right? I do believe that where you start depends on where you end in life. But as long as we're all equal before the law, then we all have an even playing ground, all right? The field is level. That's all it takes, as long as you're equal before the law. But now, the argument is no longer let's be equal before the law. It's I've been oppressed for so long, I should be above the law, and you're going to pay. You know what I mean? You're going to pay what you owe. I don't owe you anything. I didn't do nothing to you. I didn't sneak in your kitchen and shit in your Cheerios. Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you know, this is what happens when you have, you know, and like this is again, like you got to like read Mensch's Smolbug. Fucking, he puts it way better than I do. But basically, what it is, it's a coalition of the fucking, you know what I mean, of the undesirables, right? It's people who are lazy, people who are fat, people, you know what I'm saying, like women and, you know, fucking single moms and, you know, fucking transsexuals and, you know what I mean, individuals in the lower classes of all these societies. And they're trying to band them all together so that they can go, well, you know, fucking, there's more opportunity if we just fucking robbed from the people who actually have and who are successful than if we just continue to fucking stay in the position where we are right now. And that's basically what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, no, and let's go on to number 2 here, because I actually have something to say, and it might piss people off. I don't know. But number 2, be introspective. Begin to re-examine your own beliefs about people of different races and ethnic backgrounds. It is often easier to point to others than to hold a mirror up to ourselves and see that the "they believe" statement is really an "I believe" feeling. Do you notice a pattern of negative thoughts about one group over the other when you exhibit behavior, when the exhibited behavior is identical? If you find yourself being prejudiced, ask yourself why you acted or behaved that way. Be willing to change how you think about groups different from your own. Okay, fair enough. All right, awesome. Totally agree. This actually happened, right? I was working at the University of Oregon, and my transportation was a bicycle, right? And it's after work. I ride my bike, and I'm like, you know what? I want to buy a harmonica.
Nice.
I'm going to go and buy a harmonica. I like the blues, so I wanted to go buy a harmonica. So
There's like 18 different kinds.
I don't remember which one I got. I think I got it tuned to C, though, if I remember right.
Oh,
sharp snow flats.
That's no, you got to get a flat key if you're going to do the blues.
Yeah, usually B flat.
Yeah, B flat's great, or F.
Yeah. But well, I got the harmonica. But okay, I roll up and it's hot out, so I tie my favorite hoodie up to the front of my bike. And I set it down right outside. There's a glass window, right? So I can walk into the counter where the harmonicas are, and I can still see my bike. So I didn't lock it up. I look behind me, and yeah, it was a black man walking down the street. And I think to myself for a split second, he's going to steal my bike because it looks like he's eyeballing my bike, right? And then a second thought enters my mind. Chris, you're being a racist fuck right now. Knock it off. And I went, that's stupid. And I walked inside. I bought my harmonica. I turn around and there's this motherfucker on my bike headed down the fucking street. What was that? That was my gut telling me, hey, danger, this guy's eyeballing your shit. And then
it could have been a white guy, really. It could have been anybody.
Yeah, the race didn't matter. A thief is a thief. Race is
yeah. I mean, you know, you just have a feeling about certain people, and the problem is
a thief was negated by him thinking it was a racist response when he just felt shady about the person.
Oh no, like I got my things about certain people that are white from time to time. I was like, nope. I mean, I will lock up. I will do whatever. You know, that's the thing. It's like, and if not him, then who? You know.
And
yeah, I'm scared of white bitches. I'm scared of white bitches who sell yoga mats with fucking crystals, fucking like hanging in the middle of their foreheads. They fucking
they'll flat out curse you, dude.
Well, you know, David Bowie was afraid of America.
I'm covering my balls. Like, I'm scared that, like, I'm gonna get fucking hit with, like, the Darth Vader fucking, like, you know, force fucking get ball punched or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, a thief is a fucking thief. Their race doesn't matter. I mean, motherfuckers will just steal shit to steal shit. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll have that. It's not like every junkie in the world is just a black man or an Asian man. Or, you know, I mean, it's all of all races. That's the thing. And having done security and done police work, it's legitimately, the race doesn't matter. They love to put numbers and say, oh, it's, you know, there's more of this crime than that crime. But at the end of the day, crime is crime because the justice system doesn't work. It's an unjust system. And there are people that bust their ass and try to get by and make do with the shitty wages we get and the overtaxation that we pay and the no help that we get. And at the end of the day, sometimes, motherfucker, if you got to steal a sandwich to fucking survive, that's one thing. It's different if you're just stealing a bike because, well, I don't feel like walking no more. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up.
Well, what pissed me off more than the bike really was that was my favorite hoodie. Because I was like, you motherfucker, you couldn't leave the hoodie. No. Son of
if you would have brought the hoodie in with you, he might not have took your bike.
Yeah, he took your bike with the hoodie, bro. That's what it was.
Somebody earlier said like fucking they're using like this as an excuse to loot like higher end items and shit. But like at some point you have to go, isn't that more intelligent to like actually fucking rob something that's worth some shit and when you're taking the risk than to fucking steal, you know what I mean, a fucking $2 fucking thing of eggs? Wouldn't it be better to steal like a $1,400 fucking, you know what I mean, gold necklace or some shit? Wouldn't that be a better option?
Yeah, but if you're still on a sandwich to eat, you're going to not get in as much trouble as a $1,400 necklace. You're looking at a felony.
That's the thing. Are you trying? But that's the thing. Are you actually trying to steal something, or are you trying to just survive by any means necessary? Or you're actually trying to steal something for actual gain? Because I'll tell you right now, all these people that are out there looting, they're not doing it out of necessity. They're doing it out of opportunism. They're trying to gain something out of it.
Well, no, here is why I brought that story up, though. It's because of what they're saying right here. Do you notice a pattern of negative thoughts about one group over the other? No, not necessarily. I didn't. But I thought I did because people like you are telling us we do, right?
Well, actually, that's something I wanted to bring up about this. Just the way that it's worded, it's already gaslighting you to think like, oh well, I must have some internalized racism. That's really what they're trying to push here, is this internal racist idea that everybody has. And I want to break this one down because this one's fucking complete bullshit. And I'll tell you exactly why, going through their bullet points. Number one, do you live in a community or attend events that are racially homogenous? I live in a community that's safe, that I can afford. I don't really care about the demographics, so that's stupid to bring up in the first place.
That depends on who shows up. I don't control wherever the other people go.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just about demographics. I just want to live somewhere that's safe. That's dumb. We can toss that first one out. Second one.
If I go to the fair.
Yeah, I don't control who attends the fucking county fair.
There.
Yeah. I don't control.
And there is no place that's like all black in America that's safe.
Hey boys, I have to hop out of here because people are starting to ask me where the fuck my stream is.
All right, man.
But we'll talk to you. Sorry about all the fucking drama.
No worries.
Shit.
Take it easy, Jesse. Thanks for coming.
Jesse, I'll jump in a little bit, bro.
All right.
Later,
Okay,
man.
let's move on to this the second one. Is your personal life composed mostly of people who look like you? I don't know, man. I think that has to do with point one. I don't control the fucking demographics.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone looks like me.
Well, that's the thing. I don't
So-
control the fucking demographics, and I don't control who are my fucking friends. I don't control who operates around me. I'm not the hiring manager. I'm not the hiring manager of life. I don't. Yeah, that's stupid. That point is just completely nonsensical. I don't even know why they decided to include it. Probably because whoever wrote this fucking article is a moron. Second or the third one. Are your best friends all the same race? I don't know. Again, demographics. I don't control who's my friend and who isn't. Who the fuck cares? Why should I care about their race? Are they my friend or aren't they? Why the fuck should it be about race? That's dumb.
Well, I would ask the author: are all your best friends the same race?
Well, what? Even better question, I would ask the author: why do you care about what race your friends are? Are they or aren't? Are they or aren't friends? Like, are they your friends? Aren't they? Why are you so obsessed about fucking race? That sounds to me like rather racist, if you ask me. But hey, projection. This fourth one is actually fun. Do you see a preponderance of one race over the other when scrolling through your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram connections? Again, I don't control who the fuck follows me or who I choose to interact with. Like, why does it matter about race? I care more about what are their credentials. Are they of a like mind? What is the content of their character? Like, I sure as hell guarantee I don't follow fucking NBA players, not because the majority tend to be blacks, because I don't fucking watch basketball.
And I hate their politics.
Oh,
Right.
the politics are something completely different. But again, this is just completely
gosh.
fucking. This is just trying to pull fucking racism out of something that has nothing to do with
Did you
race.
see Mark Cuban tweet out, "Oh, who's gonna watch the NBA with me because there's a lot of good games for all," and he disabled his comments, so people kept retweeting him. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, still, are you trying? It's like that guy's a joke. And he said that he was gonna try to run for president. He ain't gonna be elected anyhow.
Yo, look.
No, yeah.
Mark Cuban owns an NBA team. All right.
Yeah,
so
I know that. Yeah.
He's trying to promote, fucking people to watch the NBA.
Right.
He has a vested interest.
Damn right.
Of course he does. Yeah, sure.
Like it is what it is, so like fucking like he has to walk a line between, serving players, serving himself, and serving the league. And that means, and not only that, but like he hit the people who broadcast his fucking games, who allow him to make money, who fucking put advertising on his games and connect advertising revenue to, his shit, are individuals, who are part of this cathedral, who
Right.
are part of
Oh, yeah, I understand that. I just wish that some of these owners would actually just step up and say, we are not making any money here. Let's stop being jerks about this. Let's stop trying to shove things down people's throats. And they need to realize, well, then they need to just sit down in a meeting and say, we need to drop this whole political thing outright.
No, because the reason that they can't do it, and I think Pinoid is probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking. They've already chosen this hill to die on. The damage is done. The only thing they can do at this point in time is double down. Otherwise, they're going to sit there and they're going to have egg on their face, and it's not going.
I mean, they're gonna have egg on their face anyways.
But it's not going to bring any viewers back. The only thing they can do is continue to pander.
Did you see what happened when that 90? Did you see what happened when that 90-year-old dude got upset that his girlfriend was over here, taking pictures with black players and fucking black dudes?
Yeah, I remember.
they literally, they not only fucking shut him up, they literally took his team from him. Took it.
Oh yeah, I remember.
By force. No legal precedent to do so. Just took it. So what happens if you stand up?
Well, you just got not be that guy was kind of a racist though.
Who gives a fuck?
But
yeah, free speech doesn't rely.
Well, no, you're right about it. But I mean, if your nose is clean, I don't see why you can't stand up.
Because it looks racist if you go, look, shut the fuck up and play the game. We're not making any money. Right.
I mean, even
like, and they'll go, what's more important, people or money? You think money's more important than people. Look, you're so racist, and then fucking they'll just dogpile you.
the
Yeah,
funny thing is, they do think money's more
Hold on,
important than
Brian.
people.
Pause. Dodge.
Yeah, Pinoid. But the thing is here, man, that's when you look at them dead in the face and go, okay, I just cut your salary by $30 million. You got anything else?
They can't.
It's the consumers. I mean, the sad thing is that what people don't realize, except for I think Pinoy does, is that the consumer is not exactly the viewers. The consumers are the sponsors.
Yep. ESPN's the goddamn motherfucking is the consumer of the product.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones who pay for it.
Yeah, if I was a team owner, a franchise owner in NFL, I would withdraw my team from the players' union. If my players don't like it, okay, you're fired.
I would be super woke. I would be woke as fuck and make as much money as possible.
What's to stop these people, the ones that are like over this, from like leaving the NBA and having their franchises start up another league?
Yo, look, a lot of people. Okay, how many times has this been tried? Do you know?
I don't know about basketball. I know about football, mostly arena football and other stuff.
Basketball. This has been tried 7 or 8, 10, 12 times.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking, it happens all the time. Ice Cube started a league. Fucking Snoop Dogg started a league.
But see, this is the time to start one. No,
it's not.
This really is the time to start one.
Yo, you're still gotta look, who's the consumer?
The advertisers, but you could find other advertisers. Right now, you have more. Yeah, I mean, you got other companies that are not pandering.
Ooh. Who's not pandering?
See. There's a Patriot Mobile. There's a few other ones. Well, technically that would be pandering to the other side.
Okay,
but
billions and billions of dollars are pandering to one side, and then you're going to collect on the hundreds of thousands.
If you get enough of them.
Yeah. Well,
all you got to get is one good megastar or a couple good megastars that people know to endorse it, and just. I don't know. It could flop. It could fail. But you see, that's the beauty of it. It's trying and risk. And right now, right now would be a good time because everybody's still stuck up on the woke stuff. It's like, okay, let's just have our sports and have it be about sports. Period. Not about politics. Not about whatever. Just sports. It's like, okay, this player has this stats. They're not going to sit there and talk about what charities they give to or what causes they're for. That's on their time. They can.
No, they've done this.
But now would be the time to do it. See, see everything's got a timing. Competition is good. Basically, what this would do is this would get the NBA to pay attention or whatever like sports leagues say, wait a minute, let's bring it back in and they'll come back and they'll dominate. But what it will do is it'll get the focus be back on the game and not on the social justice stuff. Basically, this is going to create competition. And as they're losing viewers to like an outsider, to a minor, I guess, league to be then they're gonna say, "Wait a minute, we got to up our game."
Well, Brian, the only real way you do that is honestly, you have to remember professional sports is a business. So the only real way the only real way you do this is you take the cutthroat business approach and then start approaching all their players individually and say, all right, what are you more passionate about?
And
sports,
talent
politics?
Talent snipe too. Talent snipe.
I'm telling you. All right, look, this has been tried, and it doesn't work. And there's no way you can have an out. You can't have crowds. You can't have audiences come watch your fucking games.
In some places you can. Not
Well, at the end of the day, guess
Yeah,
what?
look, they're
all these
not major markets. All the major markets are locked down.
Yeah, but for how long? Because you know what? They ain't making money because they ain't playing games. You can't go to the stadiums, and they're going to start losing them contracts. They're going to start losing everything because they're going to go bankrupt.
They're still getting the TV market.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, maybe not basketball, because you're right. Basketball has been tried a million times, okay? And the one time it actually almost worked, they merged the two leagues together, right? And the only other basketball league that works is what? The Harlem Globetrotters, and they play one team, and it's just a fucking fake game. But baseball did, if you're a baseball fan, you'll understand what I'm saying right now. The National League fundamentally changed the game of baseball this year. They now have designated hitter. That means all those pitchers that were in the NL because they could actually hit no longer really matter. It's bullshit. Now would be a time to split the MLB. That might work. Go back to the heart of baseball. Go back to
baseball's a dying sport.
All sports are becoming a dying sport, though, when you think about it. I mean, realistically, wake up. I mean, we've got no drafts because we've got, nothing coming out of high school to go into college, nothing going out of college to go into professionals. We're already a year plus behind right there. And
no little league, no little league.
Yeah.
To keep up the practice. No, you're right. No pee-wee.
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole thing's imploding, but baseball in particular, like legit, like it's a dying sport.
Well,
like,
I mean, it's big in Japan though, and
it's big in like places where like poor people only need a stick and a ball to play. All right, but that's not America.
No.
Americans don't like baseball anymore because it's fucking boring.
Oh shit!
I like baseball.
It's a fucking art, and it's still the number 3 sport in this country. And you hockey supporters, eat a dick. Baseball.
and hockey's fucking dumb too. Hockey's like fucking soccer with sticks.
Yeah, but I bet you like hoops, right? You like basketball, don't you?
I don't like really watching basketball. No, I like playing basketball from time to time, and I don't follow the fucking game all like that.
Yes, Pinoy. Yes, Pinoy. Hey, high five, dude. Yes, because you know what? Watching that shit is boring as fuck, but if you're playing, completely different.
Football, on the other hand, I like watching. I like watching football.
Yeah, but my favorite team is the Niners, and after Cap, man, my team ain't been the same.
Yo, we did really well last year, man. Fucking, we would have done a whole lot better if we would have just ran the fucking ball in the Super Bowl. Like I'm saying, we could have won the fucking game if we would have ran the ball and controlled the clock instead of relying on fucking Garoppolo's fucking arm.
Anyways, I think we've beaten sports enough. Let's go to the next bullet point. How has your upbringing and environment influenced your racial attitude? You know what? It fucking hasn't. Why? Because I don't really give a flying fuck about what somebody's race is. If I'm living in a fucking ghetto, guess what? I don't care if you're white or black. If it looks like you're about to fucking rob me, guess what? I'm not going to be treating you favorably. I can guarantee you that much. I would ask you this question to the author. How has your upbringing and environment influenced your racial attitude? I don't know. Do you think I'm fucking rich and racist because I have white skin? Let's flip that back on its head. You tell me.
I used to my dad would often play in all these different bands. So would my brother, and then me a little bit too. And I'll tell you what, because of that, I've actually had a positive outlook on Black people, especially as musicians. So my upbringing has given me a positive view of the African American.
I don't even want to answer the question. I'm going to challenge the question because I believe what they are referring to is the rural America, and they are calling rural America naturally racist, in my opinion, by that very bullet.
Wouldn't that be prejudice right there?
Well, no, what they're doing, they're like, look, this is all about middle class America. All right, this is about yuppie America that they think are everybody in America and everybody in the world legit thinks that white America lives like white America does on TV. And it's just not fucking true. The vast majority of Americans don't live like fucking the middle class fucking families you see on fucking TV. Like people don't have, a giant ass fucking house and 5 cars and, fucking 4 fucking kids and shit. And like everybody has everything they fucking want and walk around in goddamn fucking designer clothes and shit. Like, most of America, lives on, like the average American's take home pay is $32,000 a fucking year. And people need to fucking understand this shit.
It's less than 32,000, man.
Yep.
Well, the middle class income is $32,000 before all this coronavirus shit started.
Well, yeah, it changes on where you're at. Like looking at houses here in Oregon where, my wife wants to live, we're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Looking at 30 acres down in Louisiana, I'm looking at a much more manageable sum. So the point of that is, depending on where you live, depends on the market and exactly what constitutes middle class.
Oh, and also just to completely debunk this fucking stupid bullet point here, I live in an area that a lot of people would consider to be like what you would think middle class America is if the only thing you saw about it was what they present on TV. Yeah, a lot of the houses around here are worth $500,000 plus. A lot of people have like 3, 4 fucking cars. Yeah, that happens here. Do you think it fucking stops fucking kids from going around and breaking into cars or fucking people slinging weed? It has nothing to do with fucking race. Stupid people are going to do stupid shit. End of story.
You live in the richest part of this country, though.
Yeah, I do. And even then, it doesn't stop a lot of the shit from going on. And if I really fucking wanted to, I could drive 45 minutes down the Beltway and I'm still in the fucking ghetto. And you know what? My fucking mentality doesn't damn change. Actually, I get treated better in the fucking ghetto than I do around here, simply because I'm not driving a fucking Mercedes. Like, you really want to talk about people who are fucking discriminatory. Fucking, yeah, people in the rich suburbs are discriminatory, but it has nothing to do with your fucking race. It has everything to do with your class.
Yep.
And people don't understand this. Yo, look, I'm about to fuck off here, man. I got some fucking shit to take care of, so I'm gonna holler at y'all motherfuckers.
Later, man.
All right, Pinoid.
Later,
Yeah,
Pinoid.
we hit about the 2-hour mark, and I mean, we're only 3 in through the 12-step program. I don't think we're gonna make it, guys. We're all gonna relapse.
3-step pro. We're 3 steps in the 12-step program. I like that, man.
So, Jesse went live a little bit ago. Any last thoughts when it comes to, well, in my opinion, what this guy is saying in this article, and this article is a few years old, but what he's really saying is, I'm a racist, and this is why you are too.
Hold on. He's a closet racist, bro.
Well, and real quick, just to touch on that point, well, let's bang out that last one. Has your idea of race ever changed? Has your idea of race ever changed? What happened to change them? Guess what? No, it never did. Why? Because guess what? I don't immediately see a black person and assume that they're a fucking thug. The same way I don't immediately see a white person and assume that they're rich. Nothing's changed that shit because I'm not fucking racist. If somebody's driving a fucking Ferrari down the road, I don't care what color their skin is. They're probably rich or horribly in debt. Maybe both. Who the fuck knows? But again, it's trying to boil all of the
or
shit.
midlife crisis, or midlife crisis,
or yeah, and they might have taken a loan out against their house that they bought when they were fucking 25 and got lucky.
Yeah, and then they're trying to get with a 22-year-old, and they're like,
don't forget,
50.
guys. There's always the kids that steal their parents' cars too. They could have just took their rich dad. That's the problem. It's the whole class situation that's the fucking problem in the first place. The rich are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer. The middle class is fucking gone. The low class is completely history. You might as well hang that shit up. There's more of us that are fucking broken, poor, and barely hanging on than there are. And we're talking middle class folk. The whole class structure has failed. It's gone. Hang it up. And with more and more businesses going out, It doesn't matter what the president says that, oh, we've got business and we ain't got fucking anything. There ain't fuck all made in America. There hasn't been for decades because we've shipped everything overseas for companies to make more money and more bonuses and etc. What do we make in America? Nothing. We're consumers. We're 70% consuming. That's what we do. And we're to quote the Joker, this world needs an enema and it's going to get it one way or the other.
Actually, that's a good final little thing to talk about because I got something with the Joker to talk about from the Dark Knight series. But Nicole here, peace, live long and prosper. And I totally heard that song in my head. Your God is great, fear is good, and people are crazy. Yeah, good reference. I like that. But no, all right. Let's say the scenario in the Dark Knight Rises, I believe. Is that the one with Fletcher?
Yeah,
right?
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, okay. So you know where they have the two boats. Instead of criminals, instead of prisoners, let's say that's Black Lives Matter. And then on the other boat is a bunch of convicted felons. Which one pushes the button, or do they do it in the movie happen? Nobody pushes the button. Because I bet you Black Lives Matter will push the button within 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, the movie would be totally different. They're like, wait, what? Boom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. But what they don't know is they have the timer to their own boat, so when they push it, it blows up.
Yeah, right. But that was an interesting thought experiment that they posed in that movie, was it not?
But I always, being a huge Joker fan, figured, because they never really claimed it in the movie because nobody pushes the button. But Dollar to Donuts, had somebody pushed the button, their boat would have been the one that exploded.
Oh, definitely. The Joker's always operated in that way.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's the joke. It's you thought you were going to save yourself, except you didn't. You condemned yourself. That it's a bad joke. Both. Well, I don't need to explain why it's a bad joke, but that's what the Joker does. He's an agent of chaos. I believe the movie even directly says that.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's the whole thing. But yeah, Dodge, definitely it was definitely a good. I mean, and it doesn't matter how we look at shit. Everybody that's been on this panel, we're all of different ethnicities. We're all different fucking races here. But at the end of the day, we're all human. We're gonna do what we got to do to survive, and that's all that you can do. Get yourself fucking what you can. Do what you can. Stay above ground as best as you can, and if you can pay some shit forward, great. Not a single person on here is a racist, especially by the wording of it by today's standards. I'm looking at it from 4.5 decades ago and can tell you right now, Dodge is not a racist. Doku is not a racist. Brian the Observer observes everything. He might be a stalker, but he's not a racist.
Well, I would adjust that to voyeur.
I'm a voyeur?
Yeah, you just like to watch, observe, right?
Yep, exactly.
But
I've seen stuff.
Okay, so Adam.
Yeah, bro.
Before we wrap it up, here's a question for you. My buddy Dave is over, and he's like, "Have you seen the Jay and Silent Bob reboot?" No, I haven't. He's telling me I have to. You got Jay right there holding your fucking dog as your avatar. Is this something I need to see?
Are you a Kevin Smith fan? Do you like any of his movies?
Oh, I like pretty much. I even like Chasing Amy. For God's
Then
sake.
yes, you want to watch it because I'm gonna explain to you why. Not only do they make fun of reboots in the movie, and you'll understand then from the other Jay and Silent Bob movies, but there's a good story and there's heart in the movie. If you were on the fence about Kevin Smith, when you actually watch this movie, there's a lot of heart. It's not just your typical Kevin Smith, here's a joint, here's this, here's a little bit of humor, here's a little bit of humor from all the other movies that you can put together of the story of Jay and Silent Bob. Overall, it's a very good movie. I like it a lot. And then Method in the Madness, which is Jason's movie that he directed and did a bunch with, is also another really good movie to watch.
You know, I actually liked Red State. That was an interesting movie. He's going back to the well again, though, for Clerks 3. I thought he wasn't going to go to the well again.
Well, that's if Clerks 3 happens. Remember that Clerks 3 was supposed to happen and it didn't. And Mallrats 2 was supposed to happen and it didn't. That's why we got Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I don't think we're going to see a Clerks 3 because there's other people that own the properties. It's not owned by Kevin Smith, but Jay and Silent Bob are owned by Kevin Smith. That's why we got the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie. And even the cameos that are in there for the little bit, it's great. I mean, it's going to make you laugh. I would say, yeah, definitely watch it. It by far is one of the best movies we've had out this year, which I know is really not saying much because we've had fuck all come out, but it's definitely better than what we've had out in the last couple of years. The movie itself, like I said, there's a good story. It's written. There's hilarious parts in it. And at the end of the day, it's a story with heart that has a beginning and an end, and you don't feel like a piece of shit at the end of the movie. So I got to agree with your buddy, Dave. Yeah, I'd say definitely watch it. Jez and I watched it together. It was a really good movie.
I keep hitting the cam thing, even though my camera's unplugged because kids in the background. That's why I'm never on camera.
But yeah, dude, definitely. I mean, if you got an hour to kill or whatever, I think it's an hour and a half or whatever. It's well worth the watch. There's a lot of funny shit in it that'll make you giggle and laugh like a little girl. And they even released, which I have not watched yet, on Amazon Prime anyway. They've done a documentary. Oh, geez, I can't talk. Of the movie. So them making the movie and stuff, which I haven't watched it yet, but I did see that pop up the other day. But yeah, it's definitely a good movie. I feel it's one of his stronger movies that he's made because of the fact there is a lot of heart in this movie.
That's good, and I'm really happy for Jason Mewes, who finally overcame that heroin addiction and stuff. And,
yeah, man. I mean,
that's really awesome.
Having his daughter, having Logan on top of, he married, what's her name? I think Jordan, which is one of Kevin's assistants, on top of him going out with Kevin and doing the podcast, help keep him clean. The dude goes and does so much on Twitch. That's how I've talked with him. And, actually, like I'm talking to you, I've talked with him. He's a real nice guy, huge fucking gamer, and he just isn't a douchebag. When I had a bad day when Rolly died, I came home and the dog died, or it was when we lost the entire litter of puppies here recently, which you know about all this stuff. And he had done a stream, and I just put in there, I'm having a really bad day. I'm glad you're streaming because, it's just something to help take my mind off. And you always cheer me up because he always says some goofy shit. And he's playing games and whatnot. And so he read it, and he didn't read it out loud, but like you could see he was reading it. And he's like, Frank and the Clan, let's cheer you up. And he just starts dancing and shit. You know what I mean? And I didn't go into detail what happened. Like, he didn't know that we lost dogs or any of that shit because I don't know the people on Twitch. I was just like, I'm having a bad day. I'm really glad you're live streaming right now. I always have a good time when I'm here. And that, like I said, all he said was like, oh, Frank and the Clan, let's cheer you up. And here he is. He just starts, he gets up and starts dancing around like a fool.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't use Twitch that much. I watch it for some Vampire the Masquerade content. They do LA by Night now over on Twitch. But other than that, I don't really watch it. So, yeah, I wish you would.
I have a Twitch channel.
Yep, as do I. Well, the thing is, man, so this picture, I stole the picture from the reboot movie. And I actually sent it to him on his Discord. And then he was reading because I had to explain to him that Frank is the dog that he's holding in the picture because I'm not Frank. Obviously, I'm Adam. But because, in the chat on my Twitch, it's, Frank and the Clan. So, he's like, Frank and the Clan. And he didn't realize that every time he's talking to Frank, that's a wiener dog. And I'm like, well, since you've got such a great sense of humor, just so you know, and I explained this out to him, and he read it, and he's giggling and laughing the entire time because he's like, that's nice, noise. It's like, all right. snooch to the nooch, bitch. But yeah, he's just having a blast with people. And during the whole COVID thing, especially, he was streaming a lot and, bringing people together and having interactions and letting people talk back and forth. And then through the Twitch, you could go on and play games with him, which I got a chance to do and talk with other people. And, the dude's an actor at the end of the day. Like him or hate him, it doesn't matter, but he's a good human being at the end of the day. He lives in California. He's got money. He started off, had a rough life, turned his life around. He's doing really good. And he does stuff for the fans. He does a lot of stuff for the fans that he doesn't have to do that you don't see most people in Hollywood doing these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. On his Discord, does he ever jump in the voice chat?
He uses the Discord for a lot of the games. But yeah, he does, because that's how I talked to him. Was he jumped in his Discord, was trying to bring people into the games, and then you'll get in the game server, and then you'll go from the Discord chat to the game chat and stuff. Like, for example, like Fortnite, because that's what I got stuck playing was Fortnite, because that's the only thing I had, which I suck at. I don't really play that game at all, but I do have a avatar of the guy running around, and he's in a hot dog costume, because, come on, what else am I going to have?
Yeah, I kind of got Grand Theft Auto 5 today just so I could join Jesse and play because he has PlayStation also.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I totally get it because Fortnite sucks. Fortnite really does suck. My son likes it.
We always played it, and we called it the game that you get shot in the ass, because we're always getting shot, and then we fall down, and you're crawling around, and then eventually somebody shoots you. So we're like, yep, they shot me in the ass. But I'm not very good at it. Basically, I'll get in a helicopter and go and kill people, and then kind of get towards the end of it, and then I finish like second or third because I'm in a chopper.
I'm too used to like Modern Warfare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm trying to scope in and line up the shot, and then they're building these stupid walls, and I'm like, you're fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, screw this shit. It's like that hippity hop bullshit that Halo became.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
Well, we're older guys, though, and that's the thing. This is for younger kids and whatnot, but you can have fun with it. And it's one of those, like I said, I had it to play with Odin from Odin's Movie Blog, and then we'd all play, and then it was still on the computer. And then when I found out that Muse was playing it, I'm like, wait a minute. There's a couple of games he plays are only on Macs or are on PC, and I'm on a Mac. So I'm like, well, those games won't work with my shit. So fuck it. I'm not going to go buy a PC for this. But I did get the opportunity to get on and play, which was kind of cool. But the dude's a gamer. He loves gaming. And it's been documented throughout the years about how much he loves games and plays video games. And he legitimately does. Gets on, will spend 3-4 hours gaming, brings people in to play the games with him, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, he's an actor, for fuck's sake. An actor-director now, but he's an actor. At the end of the day, that's what he did. He was an actor. And he's taken time out of his life with his wife and his daughter to give us content when there's no movies and just be like, hey, let's get everybody together and da-da-da-da. No different than what we do. No different at all. And I got to give it up to the dude.
Yeah, that's really cool. I had something that I was thinking about. God damn it. It's escaping me now. Yeah, I lost it. That train moved on down the fucking road. But
you never had it.
Yeah. I was within reach.
Mm-hmm. It was right there.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I was fucking around on eBay, right? And I was looking up some weird shit like haunted items, right? You ever want to have fun? Type in haunted items on eBay.
Vibrator.
A bunch of shit pops up, like fucking. Yeah, Dave back there, haunted vibrator. I don't know. Maybe that was his last package. I don't know. But what I found was a voodoo doll for like $16. I'm thinking I should buy it for the channel and do an unboxing and see if I stab it. And like, right. So bear with me, Doku. We'll have you on the stream, and I'm going to curse you. And then I'm going to light it on fire and then stab it with a pin. And we're going to see if you get athlete's foot and a stomach ache.
I like it. Fuck
it, why not?
Oh, okay. Then, yep. That's it, people. We're getting a voodoo doll.
Mhm. Hell yeah! You just got to send them a strand of hair.
Any weird rumblings is not condone. It doesn't exactly reflect the views of Mad Odds Productions.
Yeah, exactly. We do not support voodoo. Stab away. But no, we're winding down, everybody. So please remember, SeaWorld is not safe. Beware of dolphin rape. Good night. Good luck. Don't go to France. We're out of here.